Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk FGO. Halloween and Melty Blood are back. Or, Melty Blood and Halloween are back. I'm still workshopping the title, okay? We're working on it. Hello, I am one of your hosts, Omega, and I am actually just 3 dragon girls in a trench coat. With me today, I have Lucky's palette swap. You cool?
I'm offended that I don't get to be dragon girls. What the fuck?
Trench coat.
I'm bamboozled. I'm so bamboozled, I'm just gonna go straight into the intro and try to forget this and wipe it from my memory. So everyone, I hope you are all enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka Egg on Your Face. And while we here at Studio Make like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and Ian versions of the game, so anyone want spoilers, prepare to return to Halloween.
And if you don't know what that's about, we'll explain later. Oh yes, it's one of our favorite gifts.
Thanks, Husky.
Good job. Thumbs up, dog. But yes, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk FGO. This is going to be an interesting one. I said this offline. This version of the show has no ass, no back half.
I'm disappointed.
Well, they can't all be winners. Because the only thing really going on we have to talk about, that we won't yell about in news, is Oniland, and I don't think we're even going to do that. It'll mostly just be us be like, God, this free quest system sucks. Why are these guys so chunky? It's still bad, even with big CEs. Oh my god. But we're going to move on, because there are some things that I'm sure you guys will be interested in seeing and hearing about from both the news and other things. And we got a few things ticking along, so we'll be sure to power through them. Before we get started, I would like to remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons, though, like Adam DeHar, Ponka Comics, Akazima, Arctic 10, Plex G, Carlos, Dragon Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Jonathan Sandoval, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regis Raptor, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, and Cyber23. If you like what you do and want us to do, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early, lots of video goodies, and it really helps us out. Thank you for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
And double check that, consider it, because we're recording right on the 1st of a month, so we just rolled over if you want to get those sweet, sweet patron benefits for a whole month. But yeah, so since we've done that, and I'm sure the mission clock is, moved along. We're 2 minutes in. I can say fuck. And as you can tell by the fact that I just did it. But let's go ahead and check in really quick with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mesh.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai Except for Pro Tips. Today, I will just remind you what October's exchange items are in NA, in case you got confused. It's Eternal Ice, Magatamas, and Dragon Fangs, which I am currently doing decent on all of those, but should probably shore up a couple.
I'm less than 30 ice, so I'm gonna probably be picking all of
ice
those.
is my a little low as well. It's not as bad as that, but it's definitely my lowest. Pick up some ice. Sweet, sweet ice. But alright, there's our pro tip. Let's move swiftly on to Records from the Throne, our regular achievement topic. I almost fucked up that line.
So, I guess I'll start off. So for me, Lambda and Seth and I are now both 10-10-10. I spent all of the QP I got on getting those up. I have some stories later about other things I tried to buy, but that's for later. Also, Raiko Bond 10, another of my AoE berserkers has reached Bond 10. I wonder why.
Yeah. Well, for me, I have a funny one. We moved on to we talked about last week about the release of the next stage of the Camelot stage play banner, which involved Lancer Artoria and some knights. We did just roll over monthly tickets. I did not get a Lancer Artoria. I cry every time. But monthly tickets did net me my third Bedivere and NP2 Tristan, which are, both those guys are story locked, so, worth it. Chipping along. The Tristan was even on I'd also spent a couple of tickets previously because the point ladder dropped some, so I was able to get my 10th rollover, and Tristan came on the 11th one. Gold sparks and everything. It was very, very thumbs up. And that's it for Chivos. Let's open with a segment we haven't done in a while. Not all the world's evil, but damn close.
Yeah, so I'll start this one off. I wrote this as Bone Hell is Bone with Bones. I said that wrong. It's supposed to be Bone Hell is Hell with Bones. I'm not.
I want to get after Mr. Bones' wild ride, Lucky.
Yeah, there's no getting off of Mr. Bones' wild ride. Also, I have to apologize. My shoulder is killing me, and it's a distraction. It's a constant distraction.
Yes, Lucky has injured his shoulder today. I am sure we will hear the story. Well, okay. I always forget about the pre-release. If you're listening to this on YouTube, you'll probably hear the story later today. But when we recorded this, it was a different time and place, okay?
Okay. Time and space, what even? But, Bones. Speaking of bones, not my bones, other bones, red bones, evil bones. These motherfuckers are everywhere. And by everywhere, I mean not in my fucking pocket, where I need them. So, I've been trying to save Bones. My Raikou is, she's 666? I think she's 666. She needs Bones to get up to the next level. I'm like, I'm gonna get my Raikou up. I use my Raikou a lot. She's Bond 10. I like the cut of her jib. I like her style, her flair. But every time I try to level something else, for some odd reasons, Bones just enter the fucking equation. This happened when I was leveling servings earlier. Like Anne and Mary, someone else. I can't remember. Was it Caligula? It was someone else. I was trying to level Lubu, Bones, Manary, Bones, Caligula, Bones. Hey, guess what? I was looking at fucking, getting my Paracelsus, getting him to 10, so I could use that sweet skills. Guess what? I get to, like, level 8. Guess what he needs to get to level 9? 48 fucking bones. I'm like, each. I'm like, God fucking damn it, why?
By the way, people at home, you'll notice these are all year 1 servants.
I'm just like,
So this is basically the complaint everybody who came in late has about hero proofs, because hero proofs were another early bronze mat that were fucking everywhere. But because they were the login for like a year, most launch players are pretty settled on it. I think I still have like 200 or 300 of them. Bones were never like that.
No.
We really wanted them to be, but they were never like that. Bones have always been a horrifying amount. Everybody needs so fucking many bronze mats. Why?
Oh god, it hurts. It really hurts. So, unfortunately, my Lubu is like level, 50? Right now, it's like, you're just staying there. You're just fucking staying there. Will not pursue. Like, same with my Paracelsus. I'm like, God fucking damn it. I'll just finish Nero Bride. And, until I get enough boons so I can get fucking Raikou up so I can have sweet fucking Berserker Buster AoE fun. Like, heckin'. But that's it. I'm just mad about Bones.
God, yeah, I haven't run into the bone block in a long time, and well, not in a long time, but in a while. But that's because I'm worse at lucky that at 10-10-10ing everybody. I have with the last lotto, I made a stronger effort for more 6s and more 10s. But God, those bones. That's bones, and I think for me the big crisis a lot used to be fangs as well. Dragon fangs. All the servants I like use those. God damn, bronze mats suck. Honestly, somebody said it in chat. Stakes are that for me now. Like I have like. Even after the raids, I think I have, like, only 2 digits worth of stakes.
Jeez.
Because I need so many for servants. They suck up so fucking many. Oh my god. Aresh needed so many stakes. Fucking Pyson needed so many stakes. Why? I need to ask Pyson, why do you need so many nails? But, no, I have my own, Not All the World's Evil. Some people out there can probably jive with this. I had a little bit of a cockblock getting into the raids. I didn't really farm at all, and my damage setup was not as efficient as some people's. I tried the Double Merlin Sigurd. It was a little jank. I probably could have tried harder, but it mostly worked. Only a couple times did RNG fuck me. But I managed to do several dozen raids. I don't have the number up, obviously, because it's past and I didn't write it down. But I did a decent amount of time with the lower 2 and did get to the final tier in terms of damage bonus, because it's not that hard once you start farming the raid. But I got, like, no egg drops. I was looking last night as it was starting to wind down, and I was like, oh yeah, did I get any eggs? And I'm looking at the slot, and I'm like, I don't see any eggs in this drop list. So yeah, I think I got like maybe 1 or 2 at the end. Not a lot. And it just, wow. So, I mean, I'm not super fussed, because if I don't have the eggs, I'm sure I will get. I think there's like 7 in the event. This is a good time to introduce this. This is kind of a pro tip, but if you go on our Discord, Lucky dug up a, what's called an event compendium. It's a Google document spreadsheet. It basically lists out all the events that have happened so far and like when they come out, and it has all the mats and things listed by rarity. So you can literally go to the column of eggs and then just go down by year and find out. So we've got another, I think, like 25-ish eggs coming out this year, supposedly, between a couple of events. So yeah, that seems like it should be enough for me to worry about any Space Ishtar ascensions. Assuming I even get there. I mean, I only have like 150 Saint Quartz. We'll see. We got a few more. What is this? Is this the number of eggs per skill?
No, because there's maybe yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. So this is people who need eggs. So Space Star needs the most. God, I hope those not low level skills. 15 eggs. Saint needs a few. Castor Artoria needs some. That's gonna be the big punch in the dick, because that's the servant I'm going ham for. I did not 10-10-10 Da Vinci. I think I just did her Golden Rule skill. But if I want to polish that off to 10-10-10, that'll probably be in the ass too. But I can work on that over time. So yeah, it's not so bad. It's mostly just making sure I can ascend everybody. For me, getting everybody ascended and getting all their skills unlocked and getting all their stats up is my priority, and then skills come in. Sometimes this means I forget about skills and I should work harder on it. Like, Lucky and I were talking about this in the pre-show. If I ever had goddamn caster gems and spent them efficiently, but I feel like I don't ever because I have so many casters. I think my caster Shuten is not very well skilled. She starts with 50% battery. I probably could have done the raids a little more efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not a big deal. And it's to 10-10-10er skills. I will want to do that eventually, but that's not a huge priority. Okay. I can slow roll that. All right. That's good. Okay. I can slow roll the skill eggs. I will want to 10-10-10 Space Fish Star. You hear that, Space Honey? Grails?
Space
10-10-10s. Can you hear me out there? Anyway, I think I do have... I think I had the 10 to do Salter's costume, and I did not buy Salter's costume. I did not actually unlock Salter's costume yet, so I think I've got 5 for the alternate color scheme. God, that's how FGO gets you. The alternate color schemes, the costumes. and unlocking the jukebox. It's all in the cosmetics, Lucky. My God. But yeah, so I was not egg rewarded very well, but I got plenty of points drops and currency drops, and I didn't really want to go ham on the raids anyway, just because Oniland's kind of ick. The mechanics, the story's okay, it's funny still. I'll admit there are times in the middle of the night where I'm kind of like, okay, I'm trying to catch up on story, I want to skip the previews, but most of the time it's fun, they're still cute. All our adorable little cartoons. But yeah, that's not all the world's evil.
Yay!
Let us go ahead and let
Sorry.
it burp a little.
Sorry.
And ask, did you finish your master missions? Possibly not, because some of these are a little weird this week. So, you need to do 30 FP summons, and you need to acquire 15 and then 30 EXPs via drops. So, I don't think the raid dropped any EXPs, so I'm not really sure where that one comes in. Is that like one of the second stage boss things give you that? Otherwise, you need to go take a detour to dailies, I guess. Not a huge deal, but I don't know. Some people might be out of apples. You need to acquire 4 gems or statues from drops and then complete quests 5 times, then complete quests 10 times. So some of that's not too hard. You might have to take a detour for those EXPs, but at least you know where to get them. And it's, any old EXPs, so it shouldn't be too hard. I did my 30 FP summons earlier. Didn't really get anything interesting out of it.
I was doing FP summons because I wanted to get an extra copy of the 3-star CE so I could MLB it. I was doing some cleanup in my CEs earlier.
I think I need to clean up my CEs. I've noticed that my CE inventory is getting pretty full. I might need to trim the branches a little. I used to be pretty good, but I think this year I've been more lax in just like not always cleaning up my event CEs and like either trashing shit that's not worth anything or moving old shit to storage like after reruns.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for a different time. I get to check that up. Let us move into Skelegrams.
Yeah.
Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. Skeletor smashes the mirror, he's out. I love Skeletor memes. It's also one point, because it's October, it's officially spooky. I didn't do the Spooky Scary Skeletons drop because I really would like Daddy YouTube to not get mad at me. But just know, in my brain, just hear that xylophone riff. Do, do, do. Spooky. No.
Living rent-free, as we say.
Yes, as the kids these days say. So, we start with the one bit of EN news to come out, as we are still powering through ye old Oniland. No real news on that front. The raids came and went. Hope you had fun. Hope you got your eggs, And if you didn't, hope you at least got, shitload of other stuff, steaks, QPs, fun times. I know some people who have basically cleared the points ladder out alone from doing the raid over and over again. Good, no hassle. But the EN news is FGO The Stage website launch part 2. More website launch. We expected this. They did mention that they would be bringing out the Babylonia stage play as well. So that's up there. And that is our next event. This begins on the 3rd of October and goes until the 17th. That is a commemorative CE. You get quarter AP story and half AP free quests all through part 1 up to Solomon. So not the finale, but all 7 previous chapters. You get double suck and double FP on Babylonia-related servants. There's a lot of them. I'm not going to read them all out. And there will be a summon banner for Enkidu and Caskill. Shrug. Both those guys, I believe, are permanent, so it's not a huge deal. But, banners. Banners, commemorative CEs. That's probably what I need to throw in my second archive, Lucky. All my fucking commemorative CEs. You just shower us in those.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I just need to remember to do it. But it's keeping going.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably do that after the show, as I'll have time to wait while we're cooking on the episode. But JP's rolled out some stuff, as we expected, of course. Summer has ended. A lot of people had a lot of fun with that one. So we're cruising on out. The first thing they did was Interlude Campaign 17. You could have expected this, like clockwork almost. Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of good that they've made Interlude campaigns very regular,
Mm-hmm.
They're doing them a lot more frequently this year and last year as well, but that does mean servants get buffs more frequently, and they are worth like 2 SQ now, and they can be good for story stuff. So we have St. Quartz interludes for Ibuki Doji, Vitra, Charlotte, and Van Gogh. We also have skill interludes for Okita and Okitan. That's right. After they got buffed for summer, they also got buffed again for interludes. This is just how Okita got her groove back. So Okita's weak constitution has been upgraded. Previously, it was just a star weight. Now it also gives her 32% crit for 1 turn and a 20 to 30% battery. That should, since she's more quick focused, that should make her a little more efficient on charging NP and actually give you a better payoff for actually absorbing all those stars. So that's pretty good. But the other one is Okita Alter. Her third skill, the NP up skill. This they just completely overhauled and made way better. Because this was her like NP damage, battery, and was it her battery or was it just her evade and NP up? It was like her NP damage up and evade for sure. Mm-hmm. Which a lot of people were like, that's kind of fucked. Well, they fixed this completely. So now it's NP up, NP damage up for 3 turns. Gives her 2 levels of overcharge 1 time for 3 turns. And the evade it gives her is now 2 hits 3 turns. So this is just a way better skill overall. Mm-hmm. So that's a pretty good buff on that interlude. So that's pretty neat. I do believe that, as is the usual, you need to have max ascension, and I believe Okita's interlude requires like bond 5. So some interesting requirements on these. You need to be pretty high bond level. Work through some stuff. Hopefully the stories are good. Very interesting. Very interested in what they're doing, like for like Vitra and Ibuki and stuff like that.
Excited.
Van Gogh as well. There is a summon banner, which I forgot to include in my notes for some reason. Weird. I'll double check who's on it. One of them is Van Gogh, though. So this makes sense. They may or may not rerun, what was it? Imaginary Scramble in a timely manner. Mm-hmm. Because it was like OQ, so they'll probably rerun it, but it was, at a different time. And the other, it's Okitan is the other. So Okitan gets a rate up, regular Okita Alter, and Van Gogh get a rotating rate up. That's it. There's no new CEs. But I believe it's been a little while since Alter has had a rate up, and obviously, like I said, Van Gogh came out last year. So, this is good to give her another rate up if you are interested. Though, obviously, with a new Halloween event around the corner, spoiler for later, that may or may not be, a primo banner. That might be a little baity. Probably not as baity as this next banner. Because, here's the other thing we can talk a little bit about. To celebrate the release of Melty Blood type Lumina, there is a commemorative campaign in FGO. It started the 29th, don't know why I wrote that down as the 20th in my notes, of September and is going until the 7th of the October. Or perhaps it was the 30th. That's why there was a 0. Is it 30? That makes sense. One of those days, it doesn't matter because Japan's like 14 hours ahead of us. So, to celebrate the fact that Saber is a bonus character in Melty Blood, they did a commemoration event. And in the English localization, they spelled her name Artoria!
Yay!
Yay! As I think every non-Type Moon direct work will, because it makes more sense, but I don't know, Type Moon's got their heels dug in, I guess.
It's just that dog meme of the like the Shiba Inu just like, resisting the collar, just scrunch face, like, no!
Yeah.
That's exactly.
But that's pretty interesting. Hey, guess what? Because this is a Saber-focused campaign, it's all about her. You got double suck chance on Saber. You got a commemorative quest for a CE. And there's a special Saber-only summon banner. She's the only SSR on Raid Up. Only the regular one. They don't even do Alter, because it's just... Well, it's not technically true. I believe that her color schemes are Saber, Alter, Nero, and Lily as well. Like, between her different costume colors. Mm-hmm. In Melty Blood. But it is supposed to be her as a character release, so... it's just her on the banner, and some cute Saber CEs. There are some 5-star limited Saber CEs that are on Raid Up as well, if you're hunting for your collection. Not the best banner, not the worst. Definitely feels a little baity. But, they're celebrating. And in general, a lot of people are celebrating Melty Blood. I saw it trending on Twitter a lot, at least for a couple of days. Mm-hmm. Back and forth. So, doing pretty good for itself. Seen a lot of people hyped. Seen a lot of people... I think specifically it started... Fate started trending as well, because Saber was announced as the last bonus character. So, yeah. I guess it's doing okay for itself. I haven't picked it up myself yet. I have a big backlog of things already, okay?
I plan on picking up the physical copy, but I have to order that from Japan. And they're currently sold out of the physical copy, so I was like,
Yes, the classic Amazon waiting game.
Because apparently the game in Japan already has English support, so it's like, I can still play this fucking game. because everything's region free. So I'm like, no, I would like to have a
it's
physical
not
copy
region
thing.
locked, and I believe it comes default with the English script, as it were, because there's only Japanese voice acting.
Yes.
I will probably just bite the bullet and download the digital, just not right now. I'll do it later. Because, oh god, the things, Lucky. So many things.
A lot of things, man.
And a lot of things in October. There's a lot of further things. I hate and love the fact that our channel is now subscribed to the official PlayStation channel. I love it because I see way more trailers for games I would forget about now. Unfortunately, that means I see way more trailers for games I would forget about now. Like there was a launch trailer for another game that I was like, damn, this looks really sick. Fuck, I'll have to do it. And then I was like, I looked it up on Amazon. I was like, oh, thank God, they're doing a later physical release. Okay, I don't need to buy this yet. Thank God. We'll work on it. We'll let Amazon let me know when the physical is out there, and I can always pick it up digital. But yes, we're moving on. So yeah, I don't really, having not played it myself, I don't have anything further to say about Melty Blood.
Oh, same here.
But hey, if you got it and you're enjoying it, good, more power to you. If you want to find people to play with, I do believe that some people in our Discord are occasionally coordinating some games, trying to hang out together.
Actually, on that note, people about French Bread wanted to put her in. Apparently, Saber was actually a test model that they used to test things in the game, and they just decided that, and they were able to finish her. I don't remember who said it. I don't know if like Type Moon or whatever said it was okay, but they said it was okay to, like, they got the okay to finish her and actually fully put her in the game.
Yeah. So there were, before even it was officially announced, I think this got like leaked or something in a demo or something, but people were fucking upset. I think there is I don't want to, throw too much shade because I don't know, but I think there is a slice of the Tsukihime fan base who are anti-Fate because Fate has definitely taken over Type Moon's work since it came out. And I mean, not that for nothing though that you got some stuff Tsukihime guys. I mean, Nasu has been working on that remake for like 12 years, and it's pretty bonkus.
For a light novel, it has a stupid high production value.
Yes. We talked about this last time when I tried to explain, but the remake, which is only half the game, it's only two of the routes, it's only the near side stuff, has about 3 times as many OST tracks as the original game had, period. I think it's like 90 versus 30, so like, yeah, no. It's a high quality make. While the man also wrote Lost Belt 6. Like, so, it's not like he's leaving you out. But I do believe there are some Tsukihime stands who are a little upset that Fate and Saber get all the love. But no, somebody has referenced me a tweet that like apparently French Bread, who produces Melty Blood, just really likes Saber and wanted to put her in a fighting game because she's cameoed in a lot of the other games, and they got their chance, and Type Moon gave them the word, the approval.
I do enjoy the fact that they left it for this very last character that was only announced literally the day before the game came out.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, buddy. They were just rubbing their hands with this one.
Yeah. Now, the question will be, is there a story mode for Saber, and what sense does it make? Since we had that whole conversation last episode, don't know what I'm talking about? Go check out previous episode. It's called Omega Loses His Mind Trying to Explain Tsukihime. Because the rules on splitting the universes are when I feel like it, says Nasu. And I think here's the thing. I know this about Nasu. Sorry to cut you off there, Lucky. But Nasu loves Rule of Cool. He would absolutely be like, oh, I don't care if these two universes are compatible. You programmed Saber as a fighting character. That's fucking sick. Go for it. But yeah, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I do believe it says in her character profile that this person is not supposed to be here, or something like that.
They do that a lot. It's like when you run into... I mean, this is just the reverse of Extra when you run into Arc as a main story boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys don't know about that, I think I've talked about this before, but in the original Extra, the company behind that coded an EX attack for Archer, where he does Excalibur Image, even though that in the original text of the visual novel, he's not supposed to be able to do that, at least not without like exploding. But they'd already rigged the animation by the time somebody caught it, and Nasu said, nah, it's cool, it's fine. Just make up some bullshit. And they made up some bullshit that doesn't make any sense, but you get a cool attack out of it. So, yeah. Alright, Melty Blood, looking good. Try it out later, I'll track it. I haven't written the poll yet, but people are probably going to yell at me to explain Melty Blood now for Teach Me this month. If you want to do that, please join our Patreon so you can yell at me with money. But now, Lucky, I think we got the big... Well... Okay, do we want to do it in this order? I might want to flip my notes a little. We did have one Ian bit of news that is not directly FGO related, but is kind of, because we will probably get some kind of tie-in. They have actually announced a date for the first Camelot movie Blu-ray release. They'll be releasing December 14th. That still seems like it's a little far away, all things considered. In Japan, they're already, they've already put out the second Camelot movie and the Solomon movie. But the Blu-rays for those aren't out yet, so I don't know where the physical production is catching up. We are getting our release over here, and I believe Aniplex alluded to the fact that there will be more news about streaming soon as well. So we may also get its stream date before the Blu-ray. No word on theatrical in the U.S. I would be kind of surprised if they didn't try for it, considering there was a big clamor for Heaven's Feel, and you can actually go see movies in theaters now.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll do like another little Fathom special. I'm even if it's still quite a bit of ways away, I'm still glad for news, because it's been a little we'll tell you sometime for a while. So good to get that news out there. Okay, I believe you've already pre-ordered your Blu-rays.
Yep. As soon as I did, I locked it in. It's gonna cost me like $80-something, but I'm there. Fucking there. Honestly, I'm probably gonna see. It's probably the Blu-ray's probably gonna I don't know if they're gonna do a theatrical release. I honestly don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. They might just want to slip it out there.
It might be best.
It's been in their backlog for a while, but there were some delays, so it came out. But now the big one. Japan dropped this one on us earlier today. The Halloween comeback campaign.
Wow.
They've announced that this will be starting on 10/6. This will be a special recollection on the Castle-Castiche trilogy on the date. They clarified there will be no battles and no item drops, just story replay of select events, but from the original 3 Halloweens. And if you play these stories, you will be able to acquire a copy of Halloween Liz, Brave Liz, and one Mecha Liz of your choice.
I do find it a little sad that you can't pick one. They are very specific about saying that you can only pick one.
Yes, I think it's just they're going to offer you the usual thing in like the story recap. So, but yeah, so just not even like FP Gacha, not even like one single main interlude drop. It sounds like we're just fucking dropping the whole thing as a main interlude, or at the very least a recap of the story in main interlude format, just all at once. Sounds sick. They've clarified Ascension items and servant coins for these welfares will be available at a later Halloween event. So Halloween's coming back. They're going to preface the Liz, and you're going to get a chance to get all your welfares back. I'm going to assume that probably means those Liz welfares will probably be bonus servants, if I had to guess. That'll give them an excuse to maybe give you some other stuff. But currently we do have also for this time period, or at least starting on this day and going for a while, you will get double FP, double suck chance, and half AP strengthen on selected Halloween servants, which I believe does include our Liz's. So you will not straight up double EXP, but you will get double suck chance on them, so leveling them should be easier. And yeah, it's this is pretty cool. This is I think this is in the vein of what we've been saying they need to do with old welfares for a while.
Oh yeah.
So just a not even at one at a time, like all at once, just a big drop, replay the story, catch up.
I wonder if that means they're gonna do that for like Gouda Gouda. Are they just gonna give like a Gouda like a triple pack or something?
I could see it. I could see the Gouda Gouda primer. Like let's see, what would the first 3 would be?
It'd be Hononji,
Meiji Ishin, and Imperial Capital, right?
Yeah.
So that would be regular Nobu, which is very needed, Cha-Cha, and Ryoma.
Roma, yeah.
So that could be pretty cool if they did it as a 3-peat. They've done a lot more than 3 Gouda Goudas. I don't know if that works, but hey, if you're going crazy, why the fuck not just put all the Gouda Goudas out like this? Do like a 5-year recap. I don't know. It's weird. Well, I mean, so this might be a way to get around the Samakets problem. Oops, no rerun. If they could do it that way, like just do a big Christmas hit. I mean, in the case of Christmas, like I am strongly suspecting when the new Halloween event hits, we are probably going to get, especially because there's half AP strengthen, we're probably going to get strengthens on some of these units. I don't think Mecha Liz really needs it. She's a decent unit as an alter ego for free. Cass Liz and probably Brave Liz need some work. They are very old school.
Well, they did say that I do believe that we're gonna be getting some like upgrades to these to our old Liz's.
Yeah,
so...
there is a this is an obvious like they're making a big deal out of the fact that Liz Halloween is back and returning.
Mm-hmm.
Animation updates would probably be expected. Let me see. Somebody posted some translations of some of this stuff. Let me scroll up and let's talk. So some translation. You can get the following. St. Graphics try later. Only limited time servants who have officially joined can event pass or be acquired. That looks back on the stories of Halloween. No elements such as repeating challenge quests or collecting items or exchanging items will be done. You just can't get some time limited event servants. Yeah, I'm not seeing any exact trend. It's a little hard because no offense to people in our Let's Talk, but our Let's Talk channel ever since the raids have been strongly interspersed with people posting either their success at raiding or all the things they're getting with all the cool shit they get out of raiding, like skill ups and stuff. So it's a little hard to scroll back. Yeah, but I am strongly expecting strengthens and probably animation updates. Yes, because we seem to be going ham, making a big deal, and that's cool. I appreciate it. This is what we're looking forward to.
Yes.
I also wouldn't be shocked if Elizabeth Japan is not straight up just a new servant, if that's not a costume as well. Because other than the blue comma thing, they've been going pretty ham with costumes. Who the fuck knows? Maybe they'll throw blue comma costume at the rerun.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, I think that's all our news. We managed to stretch that out for about 30 minutes. That's good.
Oh.
We're pretty excited about Halloween. I think it's just there's not much to say about while we're still in preface times. Like the comeback, replay, whatever you want to call it, doesn't happen until the 6th, so it's not for like a week anyway. It will have happened, or it will have started, depending on if there's like a time gate or anything. Like, I can see them like, on the first day, you can only access the first Halloween. On the second day, you can access the second Halloween. We'll see. It will have started for sure by the time we do next show, so we'll probably have more info on how this is going to be handled. Maybe we'll have a straight-up preface, like they will have announced what the actual Halloween event will be. We'll see. But I do believe that means it's time to move on out of Skelegrams and move on to Spooooopy Mailbag.
Yes, behold the mailbag. I drew a little ghost face on it. It is now a ghost bag full of ghost mail. Huzzah! That's right, everyone. It's time for this week's Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we read what you have to say and comment accordingly. We have 22. We actually have 23, but I'm about to eat one of these. And I will explain why here.
Are you sure it's not 24?
Let me refresh.
I think 2 people snuck in one of the last minute.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Listen, there are some patrons, I won't name any names, but there are some patrons who don't submit a question until I at the patrons to show up for the live chat. Like, until pre-show starts, they don't submit the question. Mm-hmm. And one of these days, you're going to miss it, and you're going to get left out. Like, he's going to be like, no, fuck it, I'm not refreshing.
Yes. Some days I'd be like that. But, okay, so there are 24. I'm cutting us down to 23, and here's the reason why. Person, you know who you are. You wrote something very long and something very personal. I appreciate it. I really do. But I think it's too personal to read on air. Also, what you tell us is just you telling us things. There's nothing for us to comment on it. You don't ask us for advice. You don't ask us for our thoughts. You just tell us how it is, and you're literally mic dropping and leaving. So basically, reading your entire essay would, just share things that I don't think needs to be shared and not leave us anything to say to do. That being said, I'll give you what I'm gonna one-sidedly and selfishly tell you what I think. I think you and your friends are being fools and not seeing the actual problems that there is.
Yeah, I'll say this. Like, obviously, I read this and I was immediately like, "Oh, this is going on for a long. Oh, okay, this is really personal." And then I believe the responder hit the character limit for a post, and we're like, "Oh, I got to cut this off." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. There's no question there, and you didn't even get to finish it." So, yeah. If you want to share this kind of thing, post it as a YouTube comment, maybe if you can even fit it. Talk about it on Discord. I don't know. It's not quite what we were going for with Mailbag. Obviously, I understand sometimes people got to get stuff off their chest, whatever, but it's,
It's a thing. So, with that, though, we will keep moving on. So, we begin with the Tyrant King that's currently trying to catch up on anime before the new season is in full swing, especially 86. That is a good thing. That's a good thing. I have some of that. I'm excited for that. I'm super excited. But they say, question, hey guys, how's it going with Liz Trilogy going almost a full month of October? Do you think we'll get a Christmas marathon this year with the first 3 Christmases in late November through mid-December? Take care and have a nice evening. Also, I'm definitely feeling that FGO will now have a Melty Blood collab next year thanks to Type Lumina.
Would not be shocked about that.
Would not be shocked. Would not be shocked. No, that does sound about right. We just mentioned that. I don't know if they'll do it this year. They might.
Yeah, I think we're still supposed to have a winter of some kind of story release, kind of like how Heian Kyo came out. I don't know for sure. I think that was said at like anniversary. Everything blurs together. Nazu does so many magazine interviews in like the middle of the year. So it blurs together. But if they are definitely hurting for content, I could definitely see them recapping some of the Christmas stuff, especially because I think like Christmas 1 and 2 are thematically linked. Like, it's kind of a big deal. Like, that's where we run into Jolter, and she says she's going to come back as an Avenger. And then in the second one, she's like, I can't believe that other alter got to be Santa. How dare. So, like, there's at least 1 and 2 are thematically connected. And what was the 3 again? Which one was 3?
3 was,
That was Babylonia, right? That's already a main interlude.
Yeah,
so they actually, by the way, they won't do that, because they've already done that. That's already,
well,
Merry
maybe
Christmas
they'll
in the
just
Underworld is already a main interlude.
Maybe they'll just do 1 and 2 then.
Yeah, they could do a 1 and 2 back to front. That would be interesting. Especially if for some reason this Christmas did like thematically tie into those. I don't know if it will, but they could. We're doing a lot of FGO is old enough now at 6 years that we're doing a lot of like retro stuff, like literally rerunning an old Nero Fest, bringing back Halloween and reminding all the people who weren't playing what happened in those events, or even if they are, reminding old school players, because it's been 6 fucking years. I mean, 5 with a rerun, but like it's been that long for people who played in the original JP version. Damn. Oh. But yeah, that's what I think about that.
So yeah, that's all we have, and we're going to move on. Thank you very much. So next one comes from the magician who should have submitted something last week but totally forgot. They say, "Hey guys, just wanted to say hi. Hope the weather has been doing okay, and hope that the weather has been doing okay on my end." Looking at the camera.
I think you reversed your subject object verb there, my friend. Hope that the weather has been doing okay on my end. I think we accidentally ran 2 thoughts together there.
I think so, yeah.
Trying to say simultaneously, hoping that the weather has been okay for us, while it's also been okay on their end.
Yeah, but I think I wanted to say, as for usual for me, it doesn't decide what it wants to be at all in terms of its temps. Just makes it a bit hard for me to start hoodie season.
Hoodie season.
I'm in hoodie season. Right now. Lucky is in a blue and black wool blend plaid shirts. It's great. Full Pacific Northwest vibe right now. Listen, I love.
That's so interestingly natural for you to say like blue and black, because I own a long sleeve flannel as well, because I occasionally go cold places, and in mid to North Florida it does actually get cold sometimes in the winter. Mine is red and black plaid. No, I will eventually be forced to wear a hoodie all the time, but that's not until like late November, December down here. My window is literally open right now, and it's still like supposedly 80 degrees outside.
Jesus.
I don't think it actually is 80. I think just my thermometer, my computer sync temperature listing is slow. But it's cooler, but it's still way too hot for long sleeves. I still occasionally have to like just chill in my own room with my shirt off and mop the sweat off my brow.
If we're talking weather, it's like it really is cooling down, but I still turn on the fan at night.
Yeah. It's in where I am in Florida. For me, it's still nuclear hot during the day, but it's starting to be a little more overcast regularly. And it once the deadly laser gets turned off, it starts to actually get quite cool and enjoyable out here.
The sun is a deadly laser, but yeah, no. I love hoodies. I was actually looking for like getting me a designer hoodie because I'm trying to buy fucking like anime pins and patches so I can like fucking rep my style. And I'm like, you gotta have a good jacket when you do that. You gotta have a good jacket. So I've been trying to look for one because I think I mentioned this. I ordered a bunch of stuff from like from Azure Lane's of anniversary. So I'm hoping to like I said, I want to be that weird guy who's just walking around with a jacket full of patches, and someone gets close, it's all anime titty and fucking, and fucking logos. People just be like, "What? How's that guy so cool?" That's right, I'm gonna be fucking cool. But enough of that.
But you're also gonna be warm. Hey.
Yes, warm and cool. I'm also Listen, I try to find a sweater. I try to find a hoodie for like every season. Like I used to have this fucking sleeveless hoodie that I fucking loved. I still have no idea what fucking happened to it. Clothes just disappear. I wonder if a girl took it. I believe that.
I don't
Girls
have
be
that
stealing-
problem, but I definitely have the problem of like recently because it was so hot, I started like cycling through my shirts faster. I discovered I have like comfy lightweight shirts in the back that I was like that like had dust on the top. I'm like, why the fuck was I not wearing these t-shirts? They got dusty in here. I just like forgot them, and I've rotated them back around. Give me a good.
It's like Sam. I gotta saying it's like I gotta start buying some new shirts. I'm starting to actually wear holes in my usual anime shirts, and that makes me sad. Next time I buy anime shirts, I'm gonna buy like several copies of them, so when they eventually get worn out, I can
Ooh, that's a smart plan. Yeah, buy doubles.
I can cycle them out because
Yeah,
like
I've lost a couple of iconic T-shirts that way. I used to have a. I don't remember what store was it. Was it? I think it was an FYE. I bought a Bleach shirt that just had the Soul Reaper skull on the front. I wore that. It was black with the logo on the front. I wore that for years until it wore out, and I didn't have a replacement. And I'm kind of sad.
Yeah.
I got a Star Wars Battlefront 2 T-shirt for pre-ordering the game, like directly from LucasArts. That was literally 8 years ago. So that shirt is actually no, not 8. No, it's more. It's like 15 years ago. It was like 2005. I don't know why I thought it was like 2012. No, 2005. Yeah, that shirt is long fucking dead. R.I.P. shirt. What I need to do is I might need to buy me a new hoodie as well, because I have a very comfy black hoodie, but when it's cold, I wear it all the time, so it has like holes in the back and stuff that start to wear through when it's been stitched together a couple of times. I don't know how much longer it'll live.
No, like a lot of my shirts are starting to get holes in them, so I'm about to start. I'm not gonna like scrap them, but I'm gonna start, like doing little repairs and the little repairs I can and whatnot on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely have some shirts that I just am like, all right, if I wear this shirt, I'm not going out today. Nobody can see me in this shirt.
Yeah.
But if I'm just chilling around the house, or like if I've taken a shower later and I need just a new clean shirt to change into, that's fine. That's okay. But if another human is going to see me, no.
But Grand Theft Chocobo shirt, you will be missed. Yeah, no, like I have a fucking Persona 5 shirt. I have a Kimi no Namae shirt. And I was like, oh, I love these shirts, but no, they're getting holes now.
That's what I should do. Oh, it's out of stock though. Fuck.
What?
I have a coupon from when I bought the Mass Effect Legendary Edition for BioWare's store. I should get me a fucking N7 hoodie.
My friend has an N7 hoodie.
But I think they're sold out right now. What you got for me, BioWare? Yeah, the N7 Elite is out. But there's like the Stealth logo. That's not a zip-up. There's the Paragon Renegade one, though. Maybe I'll get a Grey Warden hoodie instead.
That could be interesting.
Actually, no. I'd have to get the Kirkwall one. With the Kirkwall logo on the back. Yeah, I could rock that. I'll consider it. But alright, I hope you enjoyed that diversion about hoodie weather. You didn't ask us a question, so we talked about clothes.
Listen, we have no ass.
Yeah, no, this is guys, you know how we talk about faff? Well, you best start believing in faff. You're in one.
When we don't have ass, we turn to faff.
We'll just pack the show out with packing peanuts. But who's is next? I think we've run that one into the ground.
So thank you very much. So this next one comes from what if you wanted to destroy the Oni and obtain eggs, but life said, ha, no. Then you just live suffering. That's all. That's all you got. But they say, hey y'all, this week I want to get your thoughts on what their original intention for Scotty was. Apart from being meant to be a quick support, do you think they had anything in mind that we really don't capitalize on? I mean, yes. People almost never fucking use her MP.
Yes,
Fuck.
correct.
Personally, I think she's supposed to be a stepping stone to Biff Quick while also providing light stall support. This is correct. She was actually supposed to... balancing Quick's build up stars now, destroying them next turn. Idea with Stall's low speed. Attrition mechanic proved to be too difficult, so we ended up with someone who's just really good at buffing Quick and kind of does some other stuff. I think that's wrong. I think that's wrong.
I think Scotty was clearly made to shore up the weaknesses in Quick, where
Oh yeah.
Quick obviously normally needs a follow-up turn with the way the star generation works. I also absolutely believe that they were straight up like, she got a 50% battery and she enhances Quick. You could do this to like NP turn 0 and certain Quick units can loop. Like
no.
The looping is technically a bug with overkill that they know about that they just have never fixed. You know, it's a feature, not a bug kind of a thing. So they had to have known.
Like, Scotty is definitely like lights she kind of has this triple hit of she's a little bit of quick support, she's a little bit of stall support, but she's mostly just straight quick support. Like, with her first skill, she's just all like, you crit really fucking hard with your quick cards, and guess what? Your crit cards just hit really fucking hard. It's simple. Her second skill is just like, helps, shore up the, the weaknesses of, of what you can say of some of, so kick cards of, guess what? Sometimes, when you're quick, you don't smack that hard. So here, have a defense down for every fucking buddy. And just because you might be a little squishy, have a fucking critical down.
Yeah,
you don't need that. You don't need it.
Generic stall/damage support. You do more damage, the opponent is less likely to kill you because, hey, with break bars and with needing a turn to, like, generate stars and then crit with stars, you might die.
And then and, with her third skill, it's like, just burr. No one dislikes a fucking, dislikes a 50% battery. See, does the battery have a second part on it? Or is it just the battery?
I think it's just targetable 50%.
Well, it's targetable 50%. That's good shit.
No. I think they were like, okay, so Merlin has like 20% and a big charisma. That's cool. It's a little chunky. It takes a while to build up. You can't get 50% off double Merlin. And like obviously that's Waver's whole thing is that he gives one person 50%, but everybody 20% kind of a thing. They
actually used that with my summer melt strats.
It was like, what if we just gave Scotty straight up 50% battery? Like, no other fluff. She has 2 other skill kit, but we just give her 50% battery. See what that does for people. And people were like, hey, if I double Scotty, that means I can instantly go to 100%. And I think we see... I think Delightworks has really learned how important just even a little bit of NP battery for servants is just to make the game more efficient because... excuse me, sorry. You have seen... like so many strengthenings this year, especially for like Lancers or quick type sabers, etc., have just been like, hey, let's give you a 10 to 20% battery so that you can just fire your NP that much more regularly.
Yeah.
Like so much to just make the game take less turns.
And her MP, she has several arts card and arts MP. It's like she's supposed to use it constantly. That's why it's only like a fucking one hit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I think they figured you would be spamming her NP in long fights.
Yeah. Like, it's literally, you're supposed to pop her NP right before your enemy pops an NP, because all you need, like I said, like, all you need is that one hit to tank an entire NP.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
It's basically like the defensive version, shall we say, of Waver's NP. Like, you don't fire Waver's NP willy-nilly. You fire it usually when your opponent is starting to build up their turn, because it's charge minus, maybe stun, curse. And you're like, all right, you buddy, we're gonna block you up a little bit. Scotty is like, oh shit, we're gonna explode. Quick, Scotty, reverse Disney Castle. But it's, even if the death immunity is one hit, as Robin said in chat, that's, unless you're fighting in a very specific CQ, in which case you were probably using other servants to specifically dodge instant death. You were probably only worried about eating an NP or a special skill effect. So, the one hit is good.
Yeah. So Scotty is basically is a collection of a bunch of little, like, a couple little things and one big thing, and everyone has just hyper-focused on the one big thing.
Yeah. I mean, I do believe you use her quick up skill to, like, maximize your NP damage for looping, but it's...
Yeah.
The thing Scotty did is like, oh, hey, you have a targetable quick buff, and you have a targetable 50% battery. Oh, and there's this thing where if you overkill with arts or quick cards, you can get crazy recharge. Oh, gee, some of our quick units have shitloads of hits because that's how you generate stars. Oh, no. Yeah. I'm sure they were like, if we do this, you'll be able to generate a shitload of NP on Lancelot. But you know what? Lancelot's a fucking gorilla, so you can't generate NP anyway. It'll be fine. And arguably it is fine. It's just, it's interesting what people have hyper-latched onto about the dual Scotty system, rather than, appreciating all of it. The jokes about Scotty has an NP. She does. It's useful.
Like everything, it's right. It's useful in the right situation. But that, as we say, is that. Oh, I forgot about someone that they had a PS here. They say, PS, hope that Lucky Shoulder is okay by now. Regards, I cry. My shoulder is not okay. It hurts to move it. It really does.
Yeah, by the way, if you're wondering why there's a retro thumbnail this week, it's because Lucky was like, do I want to do a thumbnail? Can I do a thumbnail? What would I even do? And then I was talking about his shoulder, and I'm like, well, you want me to do the thumbnail? And he's like, yeah. I don't want to move my shoulder. I'm like, okay, we'll do the thumbnail. I'll come up with some bullshit.
So thank you very much for that. We are going to move on. And we're going to move on with the Eternal Storm, who says, hey guys, hope you both are well as things start to cool down. Question, I really enjoy hearing your takes on fan service. Which has been your favorite to do? Which has been the most work? Omega, this is entirely in your corner.
Yeah, Lucky mostly just commentates.
The what?
I said you mostly just commentate when I
Yes.
when I do the thing. Let me pull up the Patreon list and double check the stuff. Honestly, it's not that much work usually for a good idea. Because these characters are fictional or historical, so you just do the research.
Mm-hmm.
But there are sometimes people who are a little hard to research. Let me scroll through Fanservant Freddy and see what's one. It's actually been the most fun to do. Like, honestly, I think one of my favorites was probably Black Knight, because that was just... Excuse me, by the way, Lucky. That was just like, hey, what the fuck is this Black Knight archetype? Where does this come from? Oh, it's just a thing in stories. Well, I can make that a servant, because servants are weird.
Excuse me.
So that was definitely, I think, the most fun I had, because that was way more, like, esoteric and stuff, right? Like, that was, I just flexed creativity a little bit. Which one was the hardest? Gosh, I don't even think I'd call any of the ones that we've actually done so far hard. Usually, the reason why they're on the poll is because I already have that idea sketched out, and I like already did a profile. I've talked about this before. A lot of these profiles are taken from work I've done to homebrew ideas for the RPG I did, the homebrew for Fate, which was played on this channel, and the playlist is on the channel page, so you can find it. So, like, obviously, I don't make these if I do not have inspiration on them. So, yeah, I don't even know what I would call the hardest. Probably some of the earlier ones. Like, sometimes you run out of little juice when you're trying to piece together, but for the most part, I've got a strong grasp on it. But yeah, that's what I got there.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, I don't do the fan service, so I got nothing. Fam. And with that, though, we shall move on. So thank you very much. We shall move on. This next one comes from Al. It took 90 Go albums for my first CE op during Gilfest, and then got 2 drops in the last 10 minutes of it. Iterate. The fuck?
Alright, buddy. You're not illiterate. You're typing to me. You can read and write.
Oh, I'm going wrong. But they say. Question. Hello, whoa. Turn 1 Stardust is reasonably Omega, and soon to be Scooter Wheelmaster Lucky. What is the worst event CEs in y'all opinions? This Guildfest 300 damage cut and Guts one is awful, and I struggle to think of one's worse. Maybe the 1200 cut you mean from the K&K crossover. At least that was a drop CE and not damage CE, although not maybe being a damage CE, maybe have a higher opinion. Or why do you use so many fucking parentheses?
And you're not maybe I take this back. Maybe you can't actually type. But there's so many open-ended paren brackets, and they closed like 3 at the end. My friend, that's not how you do nested parentheses. You use different sets of brackets. Look at your keyboard. You notice how you have open paren, close paren, and then you have 2 fucking kinds of brackets? That's what those are for. You're supposed to use a different bracket for every subpoint.
Like,
also, you shouldn't use that many brackets when you close all 3 of them at the end. You should have just used commas.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh god, this is the thing. I used it in a while, but I used the Guildfest one regardless. Hope you have a nice weekend. Lucky red pinning this question sparks joy. God fucking damn it! You got me.
So, about CEs that are bad. I think it is usually the Guildfest ones are in a series where they have kind of a crappy guts, and sometimes no other effect. I think the very first one was nothing but a guts. It was at least like, well, it was like maxed out at like a 1k HP. I think it was okay. You know, you might not have a guts CE. It might matter, but mostly they're pretty unimpressive. You usually only equip them to get access to the damage bonus. But in general, I don't really usually hate event CEs, because usually they do things. I'm equipping them for a purpose.
I'm the same way. Like, a lot of people might give shit to the Nerofest gut CEs, but funnily enough, we don't actually get a lot of gut CEs otherwise.
Yeah, if you wanted guts on a CE, it is a pretty rare effect, so...
Yeah, no, so, like... Yeah, the secondary effect's not the greatest, and if I remember, it's only like a 1 HP, but here's the wild thing, unless you have some sort of weird-ass heal to bring you up back after that, no matter how big your guts is, you're gonna fucking die anyway.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's high-level gutser with, like, big numbers are pretty rare as well.
Yeah.
And let's be real, for the purposes of, like, challenge quests and stuff, when I actually bother to do those, the free guts is usually okay. You usually want that extra turn of endurance, but it's definitely, like, not the most impressive thing ever, but they exist. They give you a shitload of damage bonus.
Mm-hmm. But they finish with, well wishes, illiterate. So, we got that done. Thank you very much. We're gonna move on. Yeah. This next one comes from... Moon is having a brain fart trying to think of an overly convoluted alias as she would for Mailbag, so she'll just settle for this. Hey there, Mega and Lucky. Which of your current waifus do you think would be hot as husbandos if they were gender bent? This is an interesting question. I might have a little bit of trouble with it, though. This means I have to bring into my preference for guys. I do like cute.
I'm pretty sure from hypotheticals, because it wasn't until Apocrypha they actually locked in what they were doing with Mordred's gender question. I'm pretty sure male Mordred is just like female Mordred, probably just with shorter hair. And probably not wearing a bikini under the armor, though. I don't know. I won't judge. I don't judge other people's lifestyle choices. That's not entirely true, but we try.
Real talk. I will say this. Nobunaga is not exactly my waifu, but a male Nobunaga, basically like Nobukatsu, only, older. I think that'd be pretty hot.
Or like if Kipposai, the Fool of Owari, like carried all the way up to Mao level.
That'd be good.
That middle
That'd be
section
hella
is
good.
also... I believe he is actually he, and it's just part of the ever-consuming confusion of Guna Guna.
Yeah. Let's see. Who else would I like to see?
I'm gonna guess there's probably some art of a very dashing male Tamamo out there somewhere.
I'm not for it though.
I know. No, that would be the thing, right? Tamamo's got the bride thing. If you made male Tamamo, it would be like, dashing groom stuff.
I don't know. I think
speed.
That's not my speed, but I think a male Nero, that could be pretty wild. I think that'd be good. Nero's flamboyancy. Because, just for so much, he just has an open chest.
Instead of the butt window, it's one of those giant fucking codpiece belts.
Yeah. I think it'd be good.
Alternatively, Nero Bride wouldn't be any different, because that comes from a historical anecdote where the real Nero dressed up as the bride.
Oh, let's see. I think a male Nightingale would be interesting too. Personally, I love girls in uniforms, and I just think uniforms are cool in general. So usually if they are in some sort of military uniform or stuff, yes, give me military men. I'm like, yes, this pleases me. Unfortunately, nah. You say male, right? You male Drake would actually pretty good, actually, now that X says it. It'd be more of that dashing, because, Drake's kind of that dashing rogue.
Yeah.
So I think she would fit the male archetype very well. But not Raiko. I enjoy Raiko for her mommy vibes. Do you want Raiko with daddy vibes? That sounds weird. That feels weird to me. I'm not here for that.
That would just basically be what Raita did with Kitoki.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go down that path yourself, it could be interesting, because Tokyo was also kind of, super formal. I am dead certain that there are plenty of, what if Shiro was a girl, FSN flips for Rin. It obviously doesn't really work for Ishtar or Aresh, because lady goddesses. I don't know how that would match up for divinities without, doing a lot of changing stuff around. Actually, just naming characters, and I want to stop. This was about waifus to husbandos.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of, the characters I really, really like, but my wife was
instead of a maid thing, Medusa would be all butlery, but still turn you to stone. Though it would have to be long hair still, just for the illusion. You can't do it any other way.
Yeah,
that is also anime as fuck, by the way.
Would that mean just be fucking that Urale and Sedena would just be bratty Shotas?
Yes, correct.
Oh God, I'm not for that. I'm not for that.
No, danger, Will Robinson. No, stop, cease,
assist. So...
Get thee behind me, Satan.
So, with that, though, let us move on. It's something fun to think about, but honestly, it's one of those things I'd have to have the full fucking list of the servants.
We'd have to do some theorizing. That reminds me, did that, servant picker ever update? That could be interesting to do. I haven't done that in a while. That takes a fucking afternoon, though, now. Because there's like over 100 units. Christ.
Yeah. So, next one. Thank you very much. This next one comes from Devouring Books Instead of Food, Suna. They say, hey guys, how you doing? After being famous work doing my own social media, a wild question appears. If you could pick one servant to make a meal for you, who would you pick? As much as I'd like to see what Cass cook whip, I think I have to go with Benny Enema. Have a great week and stay safe. Gow. So, me, unfortunately, I'm just gonna stick with, fucking Talamo. She has not passed all of Benny Enema's, fucking kitchen hell, but she has reached a high level. That's for dinner. If I was gonna go for, like, breakfast and lunch, give me Tomacat, though. You see a lot of Tomacat in the kitchen.
I'll also take the easy pass. I'll just enact cooking with Emiya in real life. Yo, man, what do you know about noodles?
Oh shit! I showed her a photo tonight.
Make some ramen.
I know this place that I know a place that will do zucchini noodles. I'm like, no, they're good. Well, Lucky's trying to lose weight again. Well, I take that back. I'm always trying to lose weight. I'm actually being slightly more serious about it this time. So, with that though, we move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from Agent 418. Bleh. Sorry, I just brain farted for a second. Hello, Omega and Lucky. Why do grunts have /R in class if summoned by the counterforce? P.S. Hope everyone had a great week.
See, this is what happens when you try to rush the deadline.
Oh yeah, this was 45 minutes ago.
Yeah. This is what happens when you try and rush the line. You fuck up and you write class and then you put an apostrophe at the end, as opposed to just typing classes naturally.
So, you have to, I will say this, you have to remember that the whole servant container thing is just something based off something else. It's one of those things that's like, apparently the grand servant stuff is something that came first, and fucking, Mockery was like, I'm gonna copy this, basically.
Yeah, the original process by which to call forth the Guardians of the Counterforce had classes, apparently.
Yeah.
There is supposed to actually be, like, a ritual, a great magic to perform where you're like, oh, great and mighty Counterforce, send me 7 heroic spirits to fuck up this guy's shit. And then the 7 grands are supposed to jump out and probably fuck up a beast's day. We think that's what that's supposed to be.
That's what we think.
So, the class containers are allegedly original. This is why supposedly, this is obviously not this great big retcon, but it does explain why the classes are what the classes are, because he had to make them up the first time. But the original 7 core classes of the Fuyuki ritual were supposed to be the actual original grand ones, which is why there are not positions like Grand Ruler. Even though, as has been called out, for instance, Qinshi Wang had a Saint Graph, a Spirit Origin that is as big and mighty as a grand. It is not actually grand because there's no Grand Ruler slot for him to occupy. So the ultimate answer is because? Why is Saber the strongest class? Do you think it's because Nasu has a thing about swords? I'll retweet that.
So, with that, though, we shall move on.
Yes, audience, I'm looking at Twitter at work.
How dare. This next one comes from Alias Zed, looking for ways to get off the shameless. Just said. Comment. Hello, Lucky and Omega. Hope you two are doing well, and that Lucky has an ETA on how long it takes to get that wheel fixed. No questions this week. I can't think of anything that won't take my misfortune deeper, so just sending good vibes. See? This is what you do. If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't. Fuck.
Show restraint.
It's easy. It's not that hard.
I don't want to dog on anybody in FGO. I don't want to punch down, as it were. But we've had a couple of things in the past week or so where people just, like, unnecessarily express themselves with verbiage, and it's just like, why, though? Literally, some person was like, I don't want to do X, and then did X, and I'm like, but you just did. You just did the thing you said you didn't think you had to do.
What?
Like,
explain.
Just skip the preface. I guess the idea is you want to like throw up a veil of politeness and, like keep the mask on so people think it's cool. But like, I'm like, just don't bother. It's cool. People are weird on a Discord. You can just be like, hey, people have forgotten to do this. I'll remind you.
Yeah, I actually remember because I weighed in on that and I was all like, "Fox politeness, I hate it."
Yeah, I slipped in a little shot and then I was like, and then the person kept going and I'm like, no, I don't want to double down on this. And Lucky was like, I'll double down. It was like a tag team match. I was like, I'm leaving this conversation, and Lucky was like, I'm entering this conversation.
Top rope.
But the flying dad bomb. Like I said, I I don't really like feel badly towards that person. I was just very confused in the middle of my fucking day. What? Did you read what you said? It's fine. It's just say what you mean, people.
Mm-hmm.
We have a slight over-explaining problem on the Discord. I think it's okay. We'll be all right.
We'll live. So we shall move on for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Restraint is important, kids.
Mm-hmm. So this next one I come from. Words. I can do this.
I can edit out the awkward pauses if you need to wait, Lucky. You need to space out your words.
Blah, 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 blah.
I'm probably not going to listen to 2 hours of us doing this faff and look for every time you fucked up a read or I fucked up a read, though. I don't have time for that. We need to pay people for that.
Yeah.
We need to pay people good money for that. I'm not going to shortchange somebody for that shit. Also, I lied. I thought the mailbag was going on longer. It has been going on a while, but we are only at an hour, 17 minutes.
That's Pain Pecco.
We still got a few questions to go. I even loaded more. Yeah. All right, let's go. Where were we? Hoomst.
So, this next one comes from, I'm feeling bad for Sakura. Doing math with real numbers hard enough. I can't imagine having to constantly deal with imaginary ones, too. Wait, what do you mean there's more important reasons to feel bad for her? This is correct?
Math joke.
Let's see here. They say, oh, heck. They say, hey guys, hope you're doing well. Question, which of the Fate type moon original characters do you want in the game the most? And in the case of them not being servant-level threats, who would you want them to be a pseudo-servant, preferably with as much of their personality intact? I hope you have a great week and lots of fun bonking Onis.
Here's another meme for our back pocket. Onis. Toko's cool and also hot. I like her.
She's in everything. She's in literal everything.
She is everywhere except FGO, but she's in a CE at least.
Like, you might not understand this, but Toko actually makes not necessarily a cameo, but it's heavily implied that in the fucking true Heaven's Feel route, that Toko was the one that fucking gave not Toko, Toko Azaki was the one that gave Sakura and Ren the puppet to put Shira stolen.
Yes, I believe in like Fate Stay Night materials, Nasu was like, yeah, that was supposed to be Toko. She gave Tsukihime Shiki his glasses, his mystic eye killers. Ladies everywhere.
She was the kind of the villain, and Mahoryoru. Mm-hmm. She was the boss. She was Shiki's boss, and fucking Karo Kyokai. Fucking everywhere.
She's alluded to several times in other Fate works because she's with the Mages Association. I believe she's name dropping Strange Fake, for instance. Some of the characters tried to like contact her, and she was like, "Nah, fam, I don't fuck with that."
Oh, I think she was also. I think she actually appeared in Case Files as well.
Yeah, she was a cameo character in Extra, though they did a really weird thing with her design. They gave her short blue hair as an Extraverse avatar, but she was connected to the bonus boss, which was Karo Kyokai Shiki, Wood Shiki. So yeah, she's fucking everywhere. Why can't she be a character? She has, they point out her puppet powers. Her body puppets thing would give her a ceiling designation. So I think she's pretty fucking strong.
No, she's everywhere. Honestly, she doesn't need to fucking have a service. She just needs to be shown up with like, bitch, I'm here.
Hey, give me the even though it's also unreleased, give me the Witch Knight collab.
Oh god.
With her sister Awazaki as like the welfare, because she has access to the true magic. That's also she would be a servant level, power level. Speed. Could be fun. I like those characters. Any other ones really? I don't know. Like,
I'm trying to think off the top of my head.
Like, I think there are maybe a couple of extra characters from Case Files that could be interesting.
I want to say her name. Aya Snake Lady. I think she's interesting. Yeah. I think she'd be a good servant.
Good boy.
Also,
Flat.
I do. Good boy, Flat. Also, just because I heartily approve of happy couples in my Chaldea, give me a Soichiro. We have to fuse him with something, but I need.
It would be hard though. Like, just fuse him with like some rando war god or something.
Yeah.
He's already got, just give him a pseudo servant that gives him an excuse for like, not that you wouldn't have a Medea, but gives him an excuse to have his powered up kung fu from Fate Stay Night,
But no, I'm just like I need my happy little casters. Like, that's it.
And
that's the only reason.
And then in his terminal event, You should do the joke where he like punts Jason. Jason's like, "Who's this motherfucker?" Blarg, my heart. He explodes, and then Blackbeard explodes for no reason. Do you think Blackbeard and Jason hang out?
Probably not.
They should hang out, but they probably don't.
Like they're both little shits, but they're shits in different ways, and I think that makes them incompatible.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think they would like. You would think they would hang out, but when they hang out, they just like murmur noises.
You look at Jason; he's all like he has like Medea Lily and fucking Atalante like, hanging around him, but unwillingly, and then you got Hurricane Cheecher just be like, "What the fuck is up with that? This fucking normie." Yeah, actually, Blackbeard totally thinks Jason's a fucking normie.
He probably would, because that's the thing. Jason's kind of a scumbag, but he's a jock scumbag.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a legendary hero who fated to be king. Want to watch me pull 2 bulls with my cool boy hero strength? In case you didn't know, that's in the original Argonautica, by the way. One of the challenges I forgot where Medea's from, but her dad, the king, tells him, it's like, if you're so cool and you want to get my golden fleece, hold on to these 2 bulls. And Jason's like, all right, I'm a Greek hero. You want to do a test of strength? No problem. Now, you want me to slay a monster? That's a problem.
No problem, fam.
You want me to lift something heavy? No, we do that all the time. I got my boy Hercules here. You see what he does? He held up the sky for a little bit.
It was terribly, terribly tough.
Yes.
Real talk. Fucking I forgot the name of the Titan. The whole Atlas. Why the fuck did you believe him that he was just gonna adjust his cloak?
Well, that's the problem with Micaiah. He can't be a playable unit. That's
so normal.
That contradicts his very essence. If you tried to make him special, he would explode. It's like matter and antimatter.
I think that's. I don't remember if that's confirmed, but I think his origin is like normalcy or something.
I believe Nasu said that his origin would be something like normalcy, or that was maybe stated in the text of Karno Kokai. Somebody said that as a quote. It wasn't like in exact terms, but they said that's what they thought his origin was like.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, making him abnormal would just not work. Now his little sister, she like throws fire punches and super huge axe kicks. She can be a servant. Maybe one of her moves can be like a Princess Peach style move where she just throws her brother at the problem. Wow.
If I remember correctly, I think her origin was actually abnormalcy.
Yes. Taboo breaking.
Yeah, taboo breaking. That's what it was. It was taboo.
Which explains her personality so well. Also, by the way, speaking of being everywhere, Toko, also her Asuka's magecraft teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching her how to fire punch and stuff. It's wild. It's wacky.
Okay, so like I said, taboo breaking.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think. So
that's okay. I think she got over it. I think she realized that competing with Shiki is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Shiki, am I a murderer? Stare at knife.
I think that's it. Like usually, I think that's usually my 2. It's I default to Gimme Soichiro for her Happen Day a couple, and Toko is just fucking everywhere. Fuck.
Yeah.
Why is she?
I honestly, I think Nasu likes the character.
I'm just like
and
we're
she
not
makes
even gonna...
She makes a great cameo because she's literally like a traveling mage.
Mm-hmm. Well, one day she's not. We're not even gonna summon her. One day she's just gonna show up at our fucking Cal-Day. It's all like, what the fuck happened here?
Have you always been here?
Maybe.
Oh yeah, when the texture of a world was erased, I launched a new puppet body, and then I was here. I mean, she's literally got the Eclipse Phase style. Oh, I'm just constantly replicated. Am I real? Am I fake? Who gives a fuck? Magic. Suckers. Watching that dumb motherfucker Cornelius eat it is so great. He's just like, no, I crushed your head. And she's like, haha, that's where you fucked up.
Kurano Kokai is so good.
It is. Fuck, I should rewatch those.
I'm thinking about it too.
So fucking good.
So good.
But alright, yes, I think we answered the question. I usually have I think I have a couple of no, I know. We forgot a very important one, Lucky.
What?
Top on our list. Bazette. Where's my fucking Bazette?
Oh, that's very true.
Karen got a pseudo-servant. Come on. Bazette has a way bigger role when they put her in as a character in Prisma as well. Help me out here.
Do you think they'll do Bazette as of next Valentine?
They could. That would be funny. I mean, her and Karen both debuted in the same game. It was Hollow Orexia.
Yeah. It's possible.
It's possible. Or if they do another... Because they've been hinting at a possible, follow-up Prisma, because there's a lot of Prisma characters and shit still going on. So, we don't know. Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know. I feel weird about that, because if you do a collab too, that feels like, means you gotta open up the doors on potential collab too. So I think there's so many things we still actually have not done yet. I don't fucking know. I feel weird about it.
A lot of weird shit, yeah. And who knows, maybe not as a collab they would do a Magical Girl. I don't know.
Clearly we just need a Magical Girl 0.5. Why? We don't fucking know.
We need magical girl Fez. We need a magical girl Lotto.
That sounds illegal. So, with that though, we're gonna move on. So this next one comes from King of Apples, who makes sure to always have some grammatical errors just to keep Lucky on his toes. You can't see me, but I just hard looked at the camera.
Now, in a hard look, are you just like, are you doing like a Jim from The Office kind of like funny look at the camera, or like, if laser eyes were real, you'd be dead right now? Yeah. It's the One Punch. And for the people who can't see the live chat, it's the One Punch Man gif. Just the aside glance. God, do I have that starred? No, I don't. I'm starring that. That's good. Oh, I love that clip. God, the first season of One Punch Man is so fucking tight with the animation.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to ask you a Star Wars. I'll ask you to write it down. So this person says, question: if the distinction between Fate Worlds and Tsukihime Worlds has to do with human history, then what does the White Earth left by the Alien God fall under? For that matter, if Gatia has succeeded in centering human history, what would the resulting world count as? Blech. So, I was going to say to that second question, that doesn't count as anything. Human history is destroyed. That would also, because here's the thing about Tsukihime Worlds, right? It's not about whether human history exists. It's about what dominates it. Is it the affirmation or the rejection of human order? Mm-hmm. So if you destroy human order utterly and you reset the timeline, Gaia doesn't need to do the whole thing. So that's its own world line thing. And honestly, I would like to point out, because there are explicitly worlds that borrow from two elements, Tsukihime Worlds and Fate Worlds is not a binary. It's just that those two worlds are supposed to be separate for, like, what kind of rules you're dealing with. Can you run into dead apostle ancestors, or can you run into heroic spirits? I feel like it's kind of like a Venn diagram. Yeah, basically. Like, there is some overlap, and then there's some firmly in one and firmly in the other. Yeah. So I don't know how Gatia would work. It would probably be the overlap. The one with so the alien god is weird. With the texture of the Earth destroyed and bleached, I think it's still technically just our normal FGO timeline. So it's still technically a Fate world. It's just everybody's fucking dead. Like, there are, like, in Extra, for instance, the Earth is magically dead. There's no more mana. But because the Moon Cell exists, we can still do Moon Cell Holy Grail War and have mages interact with digital magic. Wizards, right? So Wizardry. You can have a Fate timeline that still has a quote-unquote dead Earth. So I don't actually know how the alien god would apply. I think technically it's still our normal timeline, because that's the thing. The alien god hasn't actually hacked time, as it were. It hacked space. It destroyed the Earth's texture and then overrode it with lost belts from the past. But those haven't been locked in yet, so who knows? Who knows? By the way, was there any... No spoilers, but was there any commentary about the fact that we only have one tree left, allegedly? Like, was there some big freak out about that, or are we saving that for, like, Intro to Lost Belt 7? Just wondering. Let me know. Don't think so. Don't think there was any agita? Okay. Maybe we'll see in a future story. Anyway, where were we? Where were we? Two-part questions. I think I answered both of those. Lucky, do you have any thoughts on this? No, not particularly. Like I said, I think you got it all. Yeah, and I think your Venn diagram analogy is probably the best. Mm-hmm. Nasu literally says some worlds have little bits of both, so there is overlap. The rules are not consistent. Who could have guessed? So with that, actually, Mega, I need to take a wee bit of a break. Sure. If you don't mind, intermission. Intermission. We can go for an hour and a half. We can go for an hour and a half. Let's pause, everybody. All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. Remember, everybody, hydration is important. If you're sitting down for a long time, get up, walk around, stretch out your bones. Bones. Your bones. Are you okay? Your bones. It's Markiplier bit. All right, where was we? I know where he was. So we're going to move on. Thank you for that last one, whoever you were. This next one comes from that one person who exists. They say, hey, Lucky and Meg, I got a question for you. What's your favorite boss fight from the Epic of Remnant stories? Anyways, I hope you have a good week and good looks on your future roles. P.S. I've obtained a Reshko plushie and I love it. I am jealous of your plush. Lucky would like more plushes in his life. Okay. Epic of Remnant. It's probably... I mean, I don't really know if I super liked a lot of the bosses from Epic of Remnant, so it's probably Moriarty and the Pillar from Shinjuku. Because you have that big build-up with the detective powers, and then you unleash it for the actual fight. I don't know if I'll necessarily... The Musashi, like, in Shimosa, some of the Musashi fights were
okay, but a lot of them were really rough.
Thematically, I enjoy fucking the final fight between Musashi and Kojiro. Like, I'm like, all this, yes, we have come to a head.
Cool, I love that, but the actual fight is just kind of smash button, hope you win.
If we're talking Epic of Remnants, CCC final fight with Kiara.
Yeah, that was another big one. If we count that all, we should, because it's like 1.5. Definitely something in CCC.
They definitely call it. Remember, they do the fake out.
You thought it was the collab? It was me, Epic of Remnants.
This was rough on a different scale.
Yeah, like Scheherazade was also that like endurance run versus all those mobs until the pillar, and just me coming down to my last servant as Ishtar and just praying that invul procs every time I get her battery back. Mm-hmm. It did, by the way. I think I shot that floating island with like 9 Venuses.
That is true. CCC is more like an Epic of Remnant than Shimosa is.
It's true. Shimosa's actually Lost Belt 0.5.
Yeah.
Oh, as seen from the Memorial quests, no, the fights I think most of the fights in Salem kind of sucked. They were like really weird and experimental and stuff. Like, it fit the vibe, but it was definitely like, what the fuck am I doing? A lot of people will say, Carlos, the Megalos fight was not fun. Some people did not have fun with that. I don't think it was that hard for me, though. The one with him and Columbo, the one with him and Columbo was kind of rough. Wow.
But other than that, I think that solves it.
Yeah. Sorry, I said wow earlier there because for a brief second, Hocus Pocus was trending. Apparently, Freeform, which used to be ABC Family, is showing it to kick off their 31 Nights of Halloween. Good for them.
Oh, yeah.
I like Hocus Pocus.
That's a classic.
Yeah, it is. It's about as old as I am. I did not. It said in the Twitter blurb, the 1993 film. I was like, oof. Well, I know why I like it so much. I probably saw it a lot as a small child in reruns.
So
I wonder if it's on the. It's got to be on Disney Plus. I'll hunt it down. I'll have a Halloween movie night. Watch me Nightmare.
Yeah, what are there?
Halloween Town is also that's another Disney Channel original movie. Boom. I think also, by the way, Halloween Town is on Disney Plus. Disney Plus, like, you should not be shocked, but you will probably be shocked by all kinds of like stuff they have in the back. It's not just all Star Wars Visions and The Mandalorian and like new Marvel movies. There's some deep cuts in there. Fucking Great Mouse Detective. Love that movie. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Disney films. Or are we?
It could be. But we could talk about this next question.
Yeah.
Which comes from deep in the Yu-Gi-Ohs. They say, Dear Lucky Omega, what's worse? When someone says something negative about your work or when people don't say anything at all? Hugs and wishes. For me, it's definitely the latter. If I don't know what the fuck is wrong, how the fuck am I supposed to fix it?
Yes.
Like, it's one of those things, if they say something negative, but they say it in a way that is supposed to be taken constructively, which is a thing, you can say something is bad and not seem like a fucking asshole about it.
Yeah. Say why you don't like something, and preface it as, I do not like this because of X, Y, and Z, not, this thing is bad and should feel bad.
Yeah.
Like, you can say that about some things, but that's,
If you want something to do better and want to offer positive criticism.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with positive criticism. If you say, hey, I think this could be better if, I don't vibe with how this is done. Maybe you should try something different. I'm all like, yeah, I might not like what you say because maybe I like it or not, but I'm not going to jump down your fucking throat. Because guess what? If you do just say something fucking negative, I will just jump down your fucking throat.
Yeah. Because it's, we say this a lot, and we even had a comment about it earlier. Sometimes it's hard for us to, correlate our deep thought out personal opinions from experience on multiple points at once. Like, earlier we were like, oh yeah, this person said something unnecessarily, and they weren't necessarily being negative, but it was like, It was like a weird call out thing, and we're usually like, hold it in, don't say anything if you don't have to. But that's about, like, calling out other people and, like, almost like, I guess, like, self-servingly throwing something out there. Like, you put things in polite terms so you, like, have a smokescreen if somebody gets mad or, like, so you feel better about yourself as opposed to just throwing your naked opinion out there. You can hold that back, and sometimes hold your naked opinions back because you know that the audience won't appreciate it. We do that ourselves, plenty. You guys literally don't know how many times Lucky and I have not said something. You don't know. You can't know. It's an unknown unknown. But that I think is different from, like, the feedback question. Like, at the very least, if people are upset by something, usually you learn something from that. Now,
Yes.
if it's not constructive and they're just an asshole, then you learn that that person is an asshole and you can probably ignore their opinion. They just don't like the thing. But usually there's a little bit of something to be gleaned. We have this all the time, positive, negative. We have to fucking beg you guys. We gotta yell at you guys. We gotta threaten to throat punch you to get feedback out of you guys sometimes. Just good or bad, like, just, do you care about this? And guess what? If you don't say anything, that means you don't care, and thus we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned that we don't need to worry about it. But we absolutely take constructive criticism all the time. Like, we have had... Damn, wow, ouch. Shit, when did you make that one? Just now? That's true. Somebody in patron chat has a blank dialogue box and says, comment section whenever Omega asks a question. Just a period. Just silence. It's nothing.
Good.
Yeah, that happens a lot. You guys don't... Seriously, guys, the comment section exists. You don't have to write in a mailbag to give feedback. That's for, like, questions and stuff on the show. You could just respond to the post of the video. You're just working from a template. You're just cranking these out there. But no, what I was going to say was that not only has Let's Talk FGO taken your feedback, like, some of it has been our own ideas, Lucky coming up with mailbag, but you guys took to it very well. You took to it so well, we had to come up with our own ground rules for it. But stuff like adding tags sometimes, even though they're fan-submitted just because it's a pain in the ass to do them. Time codes, stuff like that. Same with, like, this person said, deep in the Yu-Gi-Oh's, my progression tournament has also, like, straight up, somebody was like, hey, can you show what decks other people are using so we can follow along as well? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I can arrange that. So comments are good. Not commenting means we learn nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right, but we're gonna move on. So thank you very much for that. Like I said, if you want us to, like I said, I appreciate feedback whether it's good or bad. I just wish you deliver it in a. I'm not gonna say respectful. You don't have to respect me. I don't give a fuck. But I at least say courteous. You don't have to respect. You don't have to respect everyone, but you at least need to be courteous.
Just don't be a dickhead about it.
Yeah.
Rule 0.
And we're gonna move on. This next one comes from Shion, who wishes Force of Will was a more popular card game and didn't have to resort to TTS.
I understand that feel for certain games, my dude.
They say, greeting Lighteners, Omega, and Lucky. I was curious, what do you think constitutes a good anniversary for a gacha game? I'm asking this due to all the drama surrounding the anniversary wars for Genshin, and I was curious about your guys' opinion. Thank you, and have a great day.
Well, good. We get to talk about this, and we don't have to bring it up on our own. Somebody mailbagged us.
Hey.
Okay, so if you've been living under a rock, by the way, which you probably still have noticed because this trended multiple times on Twitter for different shit. So Genshin had their first anniversary in English. I think their first anniversary everywhere, but the English one was the big one. And they gave out their rewards. And I don't play Genshin, and I don't remember looking at them, but I've been told it was a small amount of Primogens, not enough for even a 10 pull. It was just like their usual everything reward. I remember these from back when I played Genshin. It would be like, new campaign, log in every day for this much, or hey, we're celebrating this new thing. There's a new area, get some Primogems. So it was not a big celebration, and people took this poorly. They took it so poorly, they in fact turned into little bratty children and started vandalizing other people's properties. So, yeah. First of all, Genshin guys, if you're still listening to our show, don't do that. That's dumb. I believe the analogy I used earlier is you complaining in non-gacha review bombs about Genshin is, to use an analogy I like, is like a bear telling a shark its knees hurt. Those people don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. Like, it's so weird. I even saw some people from the FGO community even quoted some of the weird FGO ones and like, shit rates, but not as shit as Genshin. And I'm like, what? Then why are you giving FGO a 1-star review? Why are you fucking up other people's days? That doesn't... Delightworks isn't gonna call up MiHoYo and be like, hey, your fans are being assholes to us, fix your shit. No. Yeah, I also actually do think that MiHoYo has not really been great with rewards. They're just kind of like, hey, here's some currency. So, the question, right, of like, what's good for an anniversary, that's a complex one.
Honestly, I think my simplest one is let your players feel appreciated.
I mean, yeah, that's the ultimate goal, is it doesn't matter specifically, it's just you have to feel like hey, because guess what? Your player base carried your ass for a year. If you're playing a gacha game, like a mobile game, you live and die by whether or not your player base is hooked, whether that means they're spending money, or if they're, they're actually, like, playing the story, or whatever, Gacha games die when you go too fast or too slow and you don't keep the players hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't hook players in the first place, but that's how many things die. So, like, yeah, I think Lucky is ultimately right. You just have to make the players feel appreciated and feel like you're celebrating a milestone. What form that takes, though, that depends very highly on, like, what your game is and what your economy is. Like, FGO, what do we usually get? We get a shitload of strengthenings, just cause, you know? Because it's an excuse for them to do the updates. They sprinkle them throughout the year, but they can still do a whole shitload at anniversary. We get, big Saint Quartz dumps. Usually one in the form of, like, a Master Mission thing, but also just straight up, they usually do a big stream and they drop a lot of Saint Quartz on us. They make you feel appreciated. Usually it's a few summons. Mm-hmm. We get a lucky bag, but we get that, like, twice a year, so that's cool, but, that's not necessarily a limited to anniversary thing. There's usually an anniversary servant, which really isn't a reward. It's just an excuse for them to take back all the free money they give us.
But it's usually something that is desired.
Yes, they're usually pretty cool, They're usually both meta-relevant and story-relevant characters, Yeah. So, it's something at least. But we feel appreciated because it's like, hey, you can play FGO completely F2P. Here's a shitload of Saint Quartz. Here's a lucky bag. Lucky bags get cheaper all the time too because they don't need to worry about their profit margins as much on that one summon. So they're like, here you go. They usually save a bunch of quality of life dumps, but honestly, like the rank ups and quality of life stuff, that's not even really an anniversary thing. FGO does that all the fucking time. JP has monthly updates for quality of life, right? But because it's anniversary, they do a big upsell. They introduce all these campaigns. They stockpile lots of little things to make you feel way more appreciated, which I think is kind of the crux of what Lucky was getting at there. They present it to you as like a big thing, and they show a little bit of extra effort, which is probably ultimately what I think the Genshin thing was lacking. People didn't feel like this was celebrating a milestone. This just felt like a normal everyday thing. I don't know why you would go review bomb about that, but I'm not most people.
Yeah. So, I think that's it.
I'm trying to think. I mean, it might be. Actually asking because you've played a lot of gacha games in general. What kind of quality of life and other stuff for anniversaries do other Chinese games do? I don't even know.
Well, you gotta remember, Yostar's technically a Chinese game.
Yeah, Yostar's a Chinese company. I'm trying to think.
That's Azure Lane and Arknights.
Yeah, Azure Lane just does more of what they do anyway. Lucky bags, updates, usually some special costumes and stuff. But they do that all the time, Yeah. News announcements. Yeah. Usually they do what I think, if I'm not wrong, what AL does a lot is real life merch, physical shit.
Yeah, no, like I said, like when their third anniversary came out, like they just dumped a bunch of shit. I spent like literally like $200 on fucking AL merch. It's like,
yeah, Arknights is kind of the same. They drop special characters. They give you some special rates. They usually have lots of login and stuff. Occasionally they do free stuff like or quality of life stuff, but not always. Ghost Frontline was the same. It was just like they would give you some free shit. They'd revitalize some stuff. They'd introduce some new units. They'd announce some merch. Well, I mean, yeah, I think that's the key thing is I don't watch them, but I know for a fact almost all these games do like streams or free prep videos, and they announce all this shit, and they have like a big social media presence. I don't know what Genshin did, but I'm guessing their presentation also pissed people off a little bit.
Oh wait, I spent $154. That was just fucking $52 in shipping.
Yes, correct. And that's where they get you. So they are going to have a stream. Okay. So I wonder, was this just people got over pissed off because they started small? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we don't need to dwell too long on that. I think it's the leggy of the heart of it. It's just about appreciation. It's just what that form that appreciation takes will depend on game to game.
So, by the way, I do want to call it out since someone brought out fucking Azure Lane. Yeah, I spent $154, $52 in shipping, but I got the fucking anniversary band key charm of Bismarck. I got the Iron Blood pen, the 3D mouse pad. I got Prince Heinrich to go with my fucking Azuma butt pad. Yes. The 3D bin badge of Frederick the Gross, and the Azure Lane 3rd anniversary limited commemoration box, which is $90. Yes, IB meta win. Exactly, Ark. When the fuck give? Oh shit, I need to actually get onto Azure Lane later. Fuck. See, I still love Azure Lane, I just haven't had the time for it recently. I let them know because I just gave them $152. $54.
That's kind of how it be. I feel similarly. I like Arknights as a game. I just don't have the time to do the grind. And honestly, I think my main problem is just like I'm not excited for some of their events because like a lot of their story stuff is just so fucking dark and serious. Like, summer stuff is fun, obviously, but a lot of their stuff has, like, dark, gritty undertones, and I'm just like, I don't need this in my fucking life, guys. I love this game. I just don't want to bother. I'm gonna go play Keenan the Bridge of Spirits and find more rots.
You see, here's the thing, Ark. I don't like Calcits. I don't. I genuinely don't.
I mean, I don't know if I've been playing deep enough to understand it. I like the jokes, but, I mean, she's just kind of a normal character.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Kina on What's Up Day.
Let's see here. So that is that, I suppose.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw there's a read more, so I wanted to fucking preface. I'm like, didn't we answer this first part? Anyway.
Yeah, you click the read more, and I'm like, okay.
Go. Okay, so I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it though. I'm gonna read it. So this one comes from Sakura Fan 07, who says, "Hey, Lucky Mega, how you guys doing? Got some questions for you this week. Omega, what are the differences between Yume Ren and Tsukihime's main heroine, Arcuid Brunstead? I don't know.
Well, one of them's archetype Earth, which is kind of the type of Earth, and the other is just a Chinese immortal. There you go. What does that mean? I don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Nasu wants it to mean.
Yeah, that's easy.
Like, there's some more to this statement, but I think I got you your answer in the early bit, as I like to do. It's true, I did. You teach me on this.
Did some research that say that elementals and true answers are similar, but they're different abilities. Not sure who would be stronger, to be honest. I'm pretty fucking
Arc.
sure it's Arc. Yeah.
Like, maybe not in, like, extra when she's actively being handicapped because she's not actually a servant, but, like, actual Arc, like, nah. Though Yume Ren would probably make a sick fighting game character. With the swords and the exploding herself.
Guts everywhere. And let's see this next, and that's okay. We have a second part. And here's your questions, Lucky. First is, if you screwed or fixed yet? No, I tried getting it fixed. I learned I actually have to fucking do rocket science to this goddamn thing. Hopefully it's been fixed by the time you read this. Read the first part that I said. Secondly, Halloween's just around the corner, so if the Lightworking type moons were to hint at someone like a witch, caster, melt, or a magical comma, would you and your Wally be ready for any of those servants? Keep up the great work, and looking forward to Saber Wars 2 pregame when it comes. You guys are cool. Well, thank you for calling us cool. I don't think we're gonna get, like, we don't necessarily do Halloween themed servants.
I mean, there's a welfare, but
it's always been
a
Liz.
Yeah, it's been Liz, and then Caster Shoots was themed to Oniland.
Yeah.
So I will say, don't think there's going to be a comma theme after summer comma. That would be like against how the Lightworks usually does things.
So
Caster Melt also, did that work?
I don't know if we'll double down on the Caster Melt. We already got 2 melts.
Yeah,
and we
Caster works for her.
Like I said, we still have.
Like, I think she could interesting enough. I think she could be an archer because she's part Artemis.
Hey, bye.
But I mean, if we're going to all this effort for a Liz, it's probably Liz and Liz accessories. As also, at least one of our servants, by the way. Usually the Halloween, like, SSR is brand new. That was when Tamamo got introduced, don't you know? Kids who don't play the game originally. That's right, Tamamo started on a limited banner before becoming permanent. That was a thing we used to do.
Pain Pecco. But let's see. I'm trying to see. It was Tamamo for first year. Was second,
Tamamo,
third year. Oh,
Cleopatra,
second year was that was Cleopatra.
Hime.
Yep, Hime,
so
and
2
then
permanents and 1 limited so far.
Fourth year Halloween technically is Sitanai.
Yeah, Sitanai, who is story locked. And then Saber Wars 2 is not Halloween, but does have a Space Ishtar. And then last year in GP, it was basically the Guda Guda took the Halloween slot, so it was Himiko. With Nobukatsu as your pseudo-welfare.
Yeah, we have my FP ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say magical girls, I'm like, in Mention Mail, I was like, give me a magical girl lip. I think that'd be fucking hilarious. Honestly, I find most things with lip to be hilarious. In a good way. Because I like bullying her. With affection.
Well, and I think that, like, Lip's character is deliberately designed that way. Like, the joke about her having presence concealment and stuff, too. Like, Lip is designed to be, like, I mean, all the alter egos are supposed to be distorted in their own way, but, like, her thing is, like, the fact that she thinks she's, like, a super cute, sweet, romantic girl. And she is, but also, she has giant fucking murder hands, and her boobs are huge.
She can also be a gremlin occasionally.
Yes.
That's what her, masochistic constitution does. She usually just says or does things that just makes people want to fucking bully her.
Yeah, she occasionally provokes people. And I mean, I believe she's is she the alter ego of Love and Hate? It's something.
I believe
that.
so.
Yeah,
I believe so.
So like she's got multitudes of sides.
As I say, I like to bully her with affection. So
And in the original CCC, it was kind of like, this is the funny thing, is almost all of our CCC characters are post-CCC character development.
yes,
Her thing in CCC was that she had the cognitive distortion. She didn't realize that, her arms were really scary and dangerous, or, how deadly her boobs were, literally with the trash bin inside them. So, like, she would act like she was just your everyday average Sakura clone. And then, oh no, you've been murdered by my hands. Whoops.
see,
In FGO, she's like, actually realizes that, BB gave her some fucky implements and is like, my hands are so large, I sit on them. What the fuck? What the fuck, virtual mom? And BB's just like, trollolololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololololol Probably does. I mean, the way her sprite is the way her sprite is drawn is it looks like she's literally sitting on her own hands. That's a good way to relax her back.
Yeah, she needs all the support. Jesus.
Which I gotta say, One Arco did not originally give her. much like Melt Lip's original costume was a thing. There was an art direction for CCC. Okay, it was very horny,
Very horny.
aggressively horny.
I feel that's what, like, oh god, that's just the thing about the far side of Nautilus work. They're like, okay, the close side, things are nice and innocent. We're gonna go to the far side, things are dark and sexual. Why? I don't fucking know. Repressed human feelings.
I think it's almost like a thing of like, okay, here's the lighter, softer, more family-friendly side. Not really family-friendly, but like, it has to do with like, this is the easy bit to kind of ease you in, and then if you want to go hardcore, that's the second bit, for the extreme players. Because, I mean, that's not strictly true, because, like, being, like, for the original Fate Stay Night and for Tsukihime, being eroge, like, they're still porn in, like, the Fate route, or in the, in the near side routes of Tsukihime. But I believe it's a little less dense. And, like, if you're just doing, like, just, like, Fate, I think it's all just, well... No, there's a slightly awkward threesome with Rin. That's a little weird. If you don't have sex, we'll die, because Saber can't use her noble phantasm. Here, out of my way, Shiro. Let me make out with Saber a little to warm her up. This was when Rin realized. It's that push that button. What does this button do? Oh, I'm gay now. That's Rin and Fate. But the density of the sexual scenes is increases as you go deeper. With, I believe, Heaven's Feel does straight up have the most for reasons.
Yeah, so no, Nausea just likes starting on a light note and ending dark. I don't know why. Shoot, you can even say Kurano Kyokai is kind of that way. Tsukihime is definitely.
I mean, I feel like Kurano Kyokai being more of like a horror mystery series definitely hits the notes fast and often, but definitely. The way the stories are arranged, the stakes go up every time, for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, remember, Volume 3 is Fujino. But then 5, the Empty Spiral Building, is also super fucked up. That's when Shiki kills, like, 50 million zombies, and the Tomoe guy was a zombo all along, and that's when, Toko got her head cut off and then crushed, and that guy got eaten by a suitcase. It's real fucked up.
It's wild.
I think Episode 5 is more fucked up than 7, where... Crazy Beast guy gets high on super weed.
Super weed?
No, weed. Because Nasu doesn't understand how the marijuana works.
Reefer madness.
It is, basically. It's as bad as Reefer fucking madness. Listen, we can take shots at Japan all day long. I am a criminal justice major. I have studied narcotics crimes in a collegiate setting. Japan doesn't understand how the fuck drugs work.
It's like drugs ban, okay?
Basically. Oh, no, I think they do understand harder stuff. It's just that I don't know, I think it's because their culture is so, like, already kind of socially conservative and restrained, and then we repressed the fuck out of them, basically, in the 50s. And so on, with, like, occupation, post-war, and all that. Like, so they just developed When the war on drugs started, they didn't have a counterculture. They were just like, oh, well, drugs are bad. And it's one of those things where, like, there's not as much of a reason or a subculture to slowly roll out, like, what we have over here, where we're just like, yeah, legalize. Why would you bother?
Legalize.
Yes, also, by the way, legalize. Everywhere that's left over, legalize. If you want to avoid your government shutdowns and get your government gotcha money, start your government Patreon. That's called taxes, actually. Yeah. I've seen so many people making that joke, by the way, because there was yet another government budget crisis. But no, your taxes are the government's Patreon, and they should legalize weed and tax it like they do tobacco. Well, Axe, you've admitted you don't go on Twitter for anything other than porn, so yeah, no. I follow funny people on Twitter occasionally. I've seen that joke floated a couple of times.
It's fair, Rax. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm pretty good at doing a mental scrub on Twitter. I just straight up don't follow and don't acknowledge tweets or trends that I think would be harmful to my psyche usually, and usually it's okay.
He's bad at that. I'm too curious for this shit.
I'm seeing a lot of a bunny thing, and I think that some of that is a Belfast costume, but some of it also is I think it's a Last Origin character. Last Origin has so much fan art, and I still don't understand any of it. Internet, help me. No, wait, Last Origin, help me. Release a localized version properly that I can understand. Anyway, what the fuck question is this? Where are we? What are we doing? Oh, they were like, what servants about Halloween stuff?
Yeah.
I will answer that with, I have no fucking clue, by the way. I know this question was to Lucky, but, I don't know. If there was a comma or melt alt, Lucky would probably explode, but luckily, I don't think there will be.
No.
Your wallet may not be safe, but from that, at least, I think it is safe.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We're in the FAF zone. That reminds me, we need to get some Jackbox up, and we need to play some Split the Room or something sometime. I miss those games. We should cut out some time for that sometime. When does Jackbox Party Pack 8 come out? I think it's this month. Yeah, a lot of people were joking. This was one of Rio's April Fool's jokes this year. It's the Liz Voltron. It's with regular Liz, Brave Liz, Caster Liz, Elizabeth Japan, and the two Mecha Liz's just Voltroning it up or Megazording.
Everyone loves a good guy.
And that is where my intro joke about being 3 Dragon Girls in a trench coat came from. Why they need to be in a trench coat and stacked up together to do an audio podcast, that's for you to figure out. That's your headcanon to write, people.
Sure.
And if you guys were cool, some of you would draw fan art of that. Boom. Smashed. Destroyed.
Until I actually start getting on my own case about drawing art, I'm not gonna get on anyone else's case.
No, I'm mostly kidding, but also it's true. Cool fandoms have fan art.
I don't think I'm cool.
But Lucky, several people have called us cool in this very mailbag, which we are still in.
Yeah, but that's calling us cool. The collective we, the royal will, we are cool.
All right. Well, we've managed to stretch this out for over 2 hours raw audio, so we should probably get back to answering mailbags for a little bit before we need to play again.
All right, so thank you very much for that. This next one comes from the man, the myth, the legend that no one cares about. I, Steve, have to turn, even though no one asked for it.
Nobody asked for this many line breaks, dude.
You guys have a lot to say.
Sorry, I don't usually like to interrupt Lucky while he's still in the alias, but I hit show more myself on this, and I was just like,
yes, legendary Reaper gamer. The persona I put forth is very cool, but Lucky is very sad inside. He cries a lot.
All around him are familiar faces, worn out places. I don't remember the
So, they say, greetings, Latte Lucky and Oizini Omega. Hope life's been treating you well, and if not, try and speak to the manager. My friend Karen says it works every time. Funnily enough, I have actually tried speaking to the manager, and it has worked. Did I tell that story about how I talked to my boss?
I don't know why. I mean, I do know why because of internet clips, but also actually I do believe that is I think that started happening because that was one of the first quote unquote life hacks was just usually you can get a lot more out of a service if you speak to a supervisor because they have actual authority. The person behind the counter does not.
No, I talked to my boss's boss the other day because I literally bitched about the fact that we're not getting me working my minimum wage job is not getting a pay raise when they literally say everyone else is getting a 2%. And he actually took me around. He's like, "Hey, I'm glad you actually fucking said something." He didn't say fucking, but I'm glad you actually said something because we don't want people just stewing about these things. But he explained to it that we didn't get a pay raise because minimum wage here is just getting a full 5% raise at the beginning of the year. And the managers and what other such stuff actually haven't gotten a raise at all in 3 years. So that's why. And I was like, oh, okay. I now understand what is happening.
And that's the power of actually communicating is there's usually a reason for everything. Very rarely is that reason. Well, it's because fuck you. Actually, roll a cigarette of money and smoke it in front of you. Those guys do exist, but most of the time they're doing hookers and blow. They're not actually actively making decisions that fuck you over. They're busy. But we're just stalling time to not get into this question.
Oh God, okay. Ugh. Also, Lucky might be playing Final Fantasy, meanwhile doing hard dungeon content. I don't know, maybe. Aresh might have asked me if I was done. I was like, no. But this person says, you may recall, or not, I don't blame you. You read tens to thousands of these. I stopped to stop saving since it does fuck all for me. Consequently, I blew away half my save course to save for Spacious. Taron Citadel knows better, and she's home maxed out in 10-10-10. Hopefully, Omega's getting some use out of her on my support. Yes. Did you use any support seat knives?
No.
Yeah, so that's a no.
Because Smoke Bomb, it's been several months. I got King Protea. She's amazing in this event. Boom. The secret is out. Also, yes, fucking A. She's great in this event. Thank God. Alter egos. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. She's a servant I've always wanted, especially after an initial appearance in LB2.
Oh.
Yep. No, we got some Gowan chat. Yeah, her expressions are so goddamn adorable, but given that there's less than 2 weeks between now and Saber 2, I've resigned to myself to not getting Space Ishtar. I mean, if I do, great. If not, there's always New Year, excuse me. I'm sorry, I'm American. I see NY, I think New York.
Yes, correct. Also, it's almost like FGO has run this battle in NY event like 2 years in a row also.
Let's see here. Where was
New York GSSR.
Yes, like GSSR. That's where I was. I am actually playing fucking Final Fantasy. Oh, I died. Don't worry. I don't have to worry about it. Now I can read.
Insert Dark Souls, you died sting here.
Pretty much. New York GSSR or 5th Annie GSSR, because I'm sure as hell won't have any Saint Courts left over. Vitra and Murasov in quick succession prior to her. My question for the two of you is, what sermon caused you to say fuck it and blow your load, even though you were supposed to save it for someone else?
No one.
Wish you the best of luck, and hopefully I can nab an MP1 in the amount I'll have. She's getting Grails too, along with Golfo, so hopefully that's enough to convince her. Cheers, and sorry for the long section. Glad you guys do this. It's one of the few things I look forward to these days.
Aw. Hey, thanks for showing up. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it. P.S. Lucky was right last week about my statement the last time. I was lying to my size 0 wallet. I'll be wailing. Mooring will be MP5. It's the last thing I do in this game. Lucky knows what's up.
He knows how
Lucky knows what...
But yeah, no, to answer that question, and I also think this is probably the answer to Lucky as well, like, because you also usually don't save. You budget money.
Yeah.
No, nobody. I have never been like if I want to roll for a servant, I roll for that servant. And what your story has told me, if it was me, you wanted C2I more, you wanted to take that swing at C2I more than you wanted Space Ishtar. I won't actually make a value judgment on you, but your actions say things. So yeah, no, even though there was a double Mordred Lancer Artoria banner, which my Mordred is not max NP level. I do have her at MP2 though. That's very handy. And I have no Lancer Artoria. I just spent tickets. Tickets are okay, but I'm like, I don't have a lot of Saint Courts. I don't really want to go ham spending my money. I'm already gonna have to pay HobbyLink like $20 more to ship me a fucking box from Japan of a piece of plastic that I then have to assemble myself with no instructions because it's the Millennium Puzzle. Anyway, it'll look cool on a shelf. I'll put it on the shelf and I'll take pictures. I have shelves now because I built them. That's not entirely true. They were assembled, but no, I did have to. I mean, they weren't assembled, but they came in pieces with. Actually, no, their instructions were kind of shitty too. They were for a different model of bookcase that wasn't sized the same in the pictures, so there was a little bit of guesswork involved.
I love it when that happens.
But I mean, it works. I have a bookshelf. I tweeted it out yesterday. Amshelf.
See, now I feel like I need to fucking just compare, take a picture of the shelf that I put up, but it's not just it's books and video games, so it's not fair.
Yeah, I have my video games and my books in separate shelving units.
We are shelf. Yes.
But now I can stare over. I get to stare at one wall and look at all the video games I could be playing, and then I get to stare at the other wall and look at all the books I should be reading. There's no escape. But no, like when I get serious, when I seal my Saint Courts, when I swear the Blood Pact, I don't let out. I don't roll Saint Courts. Like if I'm very unlucky, the game may force me to spend Saint Courts on a revive. After which I, cross myself 3 times, throw salt over my shoulder. Like, no, I hold it in. I don't say fuck it and blow my load. I'm holding. I am much more likely to skip servants I like but want less than to break it and just full blown roll out. Like, I think the only time is when the game actually, like, gives me a 10 spins worth of Saint Quartz. Like, wasn't planning on rolling on Merlin, but they literally gave us 30 Saint Quartz, right? So I was like, okay, I'll roll it. Got him in the one. I got my, like, 50-day login the exact same day Summer Carmilla was on solo raid up, even though I was like, I'm done with Summer. I'm like, well, I literally have basically 0 Saint Quartz anyway. I might as well spend it on this day. And that worked, you know? So, like, if the game literally gives me a 10 pull, I might, like, roll it, but not usually. I'm usually just, I don't break the seal.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing about this image someone posted of.
I remember this joke. Help, I accidentally built a shelf as a Google autocomplete. It's a top-rated one. I don't know why. How... having just assembled the bookshelf, I don't know how you do this accidentally.
The thing that kills me is just the person standing right next to the shelf just going, oh crap.
Yeah, the image edit where they just stuck an oh crap in there. Like, wow.
Now that makes me
a
giggle.
decent shelf, by the way. But that was the question, yeah.
Yep,
I don't think Lucky has much to add about that, because like I said, you don't usually save Saint Quartz per se.
No, I just budget money. Like, it's like, my question is like, am I going to spend money to try and get this servant or not? If yes, there goes my wallet. I just yeet it. Just yeet it at something, just... My wallet goes, no! And then slow slad music plays.
Lucky is that weird, niche RPG character who, like, spends money on his attacks and he throws his wallet at people, like, as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
The more money you spend, the more powerful his attack.
It's true. I have been trying to save pretty hard. Like I said, I'm not going to be spending on Space Ishtar and Calamity Jane, unfortunately. I do want me them both, but it's like, I can't do it. I fucking can't do it.
It will be a rerun. But also, there's an MHXA on the back half.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saving for. I'm saving for MHXA. Like, I'm gonna spend what I got. I'm gonna spend it, and then I'm gonna be all like, and then I'm gonna be like, is it enough? I hope it's enough, because MHXA is one of the ones that I've been desperately trying to be getting.
Yeah, she's been dodging you a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, like, she's dodged me too, but I haven't sunk money on those banners myself.
No, I have. So that's why I'm like, So I'm hoping she comes in.
For me, that's Musashi.
Yeah.
Thank Christ her summer version came a lot easier. And NP2. And it's hotter. I said it. 10 Musashi forever.
Forever.
I'm just imagining that as like an NP quote. Just she defeats them with a giant waterfall. 10 Musashi forever. Big sparkles behind her. Musashi's great, y'all. Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Burger.
We'll see if I get any yeehaw in my Space Ishtar Calamity. If forced, I will buy an 80 pack. I won't like it, but I'll do it. Which is unusual for me. But fuck, it's...
Like I said, every banner I don't roll on is more for me to save. For Vitch and Summer, because like that's the thing. Like I don't necessarily save money. I just reduce my fucking credit card bill. Let's see here. So
this one is this one, sir. I gotta say, this next one. Assuming this is actually the next one in Lucky's list, but I think it is. We're usually synced up on this. Buddy, you've also used way too many line breaks for no reason. Your question's not that long. You just... Why? Why did you hit the return key so much?
Alright. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. I see. So, let's see here. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a boss right now. So, okay. This next one comes from a Notorious Stan. He says, greeting Magic Defender Girl Lucky and Magic Defender Girl Omega. You got that wrong. I am Magic Defender Red. He is Magic Defender Blue. We gotta have color schemes, yo. That's how this works. I am glad you guys enjoyed the last. I will try to replicate the fun. Don't try, just let it happen. Let it be natural.
Do or do not. There is no trying. And I'm so glad in our Clone Wars you don't ever go to Coruscant, so I don't have to ever do that fucking voice.
And I don't want to go to Coruscant.
Let us just go to Coruscant. Tis a silly place.
Mm-hmm. But, words.
I really don't want to interrupt your thought train, but at the same time, I'm just imagining Jedi doing the fucking Knights of the Round Table music bit. Does that edit exist somewhere? Jedi Knights of the Round Table? Let me know, internet.
No, but I have a mighty need. I need to go find that clip of the parrots doing the fucking scene from episode 1 with the red parrot, where it's laughing and then it just looks at the camera and pulls out the lightsaber. I'm like, I need that. I need that for when I need to slate a slap down on somebody. Just like, you're about to die. I need that. I need to learn how to clip YouTube clips. For GIFs. For reasons.
That's cool. He does that all the time. Ow. I should not try to yawn and speak at the same time.
Actually, I'll just ask Loft to do it. He'll probably do it.
That's also true. Lucky, could you tell Loft to win at Yu-Gi-Oh? Will that work for him?
No,
to win one for the Gipper?
No.
Alright.
Like I was actually talking about this in the tabletop cabal. Like I don't like I died. It's not like I understand why people play like competitive games, but it's just like no. When I have to rely on RNG for my RNG to be good and for my opponent's RNG to be bad, I'm like no.
Well, ideally, if you play the game of Yu-Gi-Oh correctly, you don't, but also you do anyway because you can still brick. Yeah,
so it's just like
we're debating because we all want Lost to win, but sometimes he gets distracted with other stuff. He actually hasn't been I think since he's been sick, he hasn't talked to me to test decks a lot because his voice was fucked up. But we're debating if we need to like strap Loth into a chair and be like, Loth, you will play a deck with more than one copy of a card in some of this stuff. You will learn consistency, please. We want you all to win.
Yeah, Loth has this thing about he wants to do good, but he's never fussed about the details. Like I like. This is one of my pet peeves about him in Star Wars. He's like, oh yeah, I have all this stuff. Like, what stuff? I don't know. It's like, god damn it, Loth.
In my great big bag of things, I think I have a thing for this. Let me rummage in. Like, he's that character, both mechanically and narratively, where he's just like, oh, I think I have something in the back. Clank, clank, clank. And occasionally he does, and occasionally he doesn't.
Mm-hmm. But, no, like, I'll yell at Loth. Loth, win games. Maybe if I tell him hard enough, he'll do it. I don't fucking know.
All right.
But
There's a whole back half of this
there is a back half.
Question.
It is canon in Fate, although actually that Ilya has a driver license using the Mercedes-Benz 300 LS to sneak out of the castle. I guess you should be afraid of the 8'3" berserker, but the Ilya driving to find you. The German lolly smiles, Yorokobe Onichan. Remember, violence is not the answer, violence is the question. The answer to that question is yes. Cricket sounds. I will see myself out. I mean, she is her mother's daughter.
Also, I do believe that's the same Mercedes-Benz, if
yes.
I Googled this correctly, yeah.
Yes.
So that's where the joke originates, is Hollow Ataraxia. I'm not shocked that Ilya has a driver's license, because she is like 18.
Yeah.
She's basically an adult, technically. She's the older sister. It's weird. You could say so much about Fate that way. It's weird. Full stop. So where's my rider Ilya driving the car? It works for Carmilla.
I mean, can we give her the Berserk car?
Yes, Berserk car. Oh, I love that skit so much. Granny bike! Or the fucking lion cart that's coin powered.
You like, win, gotcha. What do you want? What do you want? I would like all our money back. Ugh.
Fucking Kojiro puts the shrine gate in the fucking truck so he can drive it around.
Oh man, I really, really do hope that we get some news on Grand Phantasm.
Please stream it. I know you make more money from Blu-rays, but stream. I pay into those services. It's a lot easier for me to not care about handing Funimation like I think it's actually $7. $7 at the end of every month than it is, to be like, oh yeah, I gotta, shell out, $50 to $100 on Blu-rays. Help brother out.
Interloop?
Yeah, Interlude batteries.
Anyway, was there any more? No, there wasn't. They will see themselves out. So thank you very much for that. We are going to move on. This next one comes from Devil Tuner Shani, who says, message/question. Good afternoon, temp retired Rabbit Mafioso Lucky and Scorn Scarred Card is it Commissioner or Commissar?
Yeah,
Commissioner.
I'm
a mega. The alias is reference to something most people wouldn't get, but I like it nonetheless. So considering
it's
we talk about
thing.
Yeah.
I haven't played which SMT thing it is, but it's an SMT thing. Come on, I'm not dumb.
I know it's SMT, but yeah, it's that I only know Persona. So considering we talk about fanfiction and fanworks with things, I'm curious, what line of quality for the two of you what is the line of quality for you two? What is the line of quality for the two of you? Okay. I was like, I feel like I was reading it wrong. When it comes to media, EX, LN, anime, games, etc., what are the requirements for something to feel good to enjoy, or do those details only matter when recommending it to others and you watch/read it regardless? Have a good show and hope you didn't get any annoying questions. I mean, we always get annoying questions, but that's par for the course. As for things honestly, I don't really have a strict requirement. It just has to be something I enjoy.
Yeah, I think it's definitely I think the latter answer is closer to the exact details matter mostly what I'm trying to recommend or say why I like something to other people. The thing that snobs on the internet like to forget is the simple truth, and I mean maybe not even snobs, just it's a weird postmodern thing, but the simple truth is entertainment should be entertaining. Are you entertained? YN. Okay, if yes, it did its job. It's fine.
Yes.
Now, sometimes that entertainment is not complex. Turn off your brain, popcorn movies, beer and pretzels, whatever you call it, right? We have a million different analogies for this. But there is something simplistic about joy and stuff. And what we find that is different. Lucky really likes, well, I don't know if he really likes super cliche play by the book isekai, but he'll try them, and he likes some of them. Yeah. I don't really usually go for that stuff in bulk. Definitely not like Lucky does. But I like some of them that like have some of the interesting twists. I fucking love Konosuba, for instance, but that's because it's literally a parody. But there's all kinds of other stuff. For me, it's usually pulp literature. Guys, I literally own like cheap ass pulp mysteries from like the 40s and up. Okay, I own some Nero Wolfe stuff, which are not bad, but are very much just. All right, here's the mystery. Nero Wolfe solves it in 100 pages or less. Like that's me. I have eaten, and I say it eaten, like I devour paperbacks and stuff. I have consumed so many cheap-ass urban fantasy young adult novels in my life, okay?
Oh man, like, growing up, I lived at the fucking library sci-fi fantasy section.
Oh, hey, Lucky, you probably remember this story, but in case you forgot, I did not literally live, but I literally volunteered at a library from like age 14 or 15. It was a plan for college credits for a scholarship. But I went to my library once a week for like 2 years to shelve. I found a lot of books shelving sci-fi and shelving paperbacks. Being like, oh yeah, that looks neat. I return the book and then I come back later. I'll take that.
Yep. Like that's why I love. That's why I loved. I loved our library. They had, like, right in the sci-fi section there was a. They like to put little couches and tables in the corners, and I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember we had a big there was a big push after like a year of me working there to like get more kids in, because that was the thing, the youth. So they actually set up a little like reading room for like teens in the back. I never needed it because I was already shelving and I could just take the books home with me when I left. But you know what I mean? Like just those little areas are good,
Mm-hmm.
Separate from like the kids section. I got started there early on, like shelving kids books, which is a pain in the ass. Children just shove stuff anywhere. But yeah, no, like those are my weaknesses. You show me a basic bitch urban fantasy in a paperback format with some kind of guy wearing a hat or some lady with a weird tattoo on the front. I'm there. Glowing people, it's fine.
Like honestly, I'm looking at my bookshelf of all the books, and I'm like I have like I said I have a lot of isekai, but actually like I think the common point is most of them are fantasy romances.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's it. I blame my mom for this because my mom was one of the types that just had a fuck ton of those trash romances, and I would actually read those.
So because... I can also I can blame my mother for my thing about YA fantasy and and like urban fantasy stuff, because she was my mother's not really a very heavy reader. Mm-hmm. Like she usually likes lighter stories, and so YA is like it's not really ever really dark and gritty because it's young adult. Technically teens can read this kind of shit. Mm-hmm. So that's where I got my appreciation of a lot of the classics. I wonder where our copies of the original Chronicles of Narnia are. I don't think I can take ownage of those, but I do have a complete set of. And you can tell they came out when the movies came out because they have movie stills on the side of them. But I have Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit in a quadrilogy box, literally.
Oh man,
I got my big fucking hardcover Harry Potters.
Yeah, no, like I did a lot of fantasy reading, and like I said, I've always been a sucker for romance, like specifically like fantasy romance. Like thinking about it because I'm thinking about like of all the series that I've read, like. God, I was super in, like, funnily enough, as much as I love dragons, I wasn't super into Mercedes Lacus for some odd reason. I don't know why.
I never really got into it either. I knew friends, yes, they were teenage girls who were friends, who were really into that shit, and I just never caught on.
No, but, like, I devoured Pierce Anthony,
yeah, I've read a few Xanth in my time.
Yeah, I've read
one of my big things was probably why my science fantasy is so strong is I got introduced to Dragon Riders of Pern. That's my weird dragon book. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, like Mercedes Lacus did a lot of Dragon Stir thing, Anne McCaffrey. Brian Jacques Redwall. I devoured all of Redwall, y'all.
Christ. Oh, I love the audiobook too with with Jacques himself narrating and then all the character voices. Fucking A, those are great.
No, like I'm not against necessarily science fiction, but science fiction requires a kind of it kind of does, but it doesn't. You kind of need a technical understanding of it. And me being young, like I like science, but I was all like, I don't get it. You don't need to understand shit to understand sword and magic. It's like, let's go. And then, like I said,
that's the thing. That's the difference between like you and me. Like I was just because it was around. Like I talked about this. I listened to like Stephen Hawking's book, Brief History of Time in audiobook format when I was like 11, and I followed most of it. I learned new things when I occasionally, but like I have some classic sci-fi on my shelf as well. It's much later, but I have like Neil Stephenson's Snow Crash is up there.
Yeah, like I don't think
I've got some Orson Scott Card. No, I did not pay Orson Scott Card. I know some people get upset about that because of his being Mormon and hating the gays thing. No, I bought them from library surplus. I still like Ender's Game. Guys, I've learned my ability to do Death of the Author. I can get over the fact that I don't know if I like Orson Scott Card and J.K. Rowling and lots of other authors as people. I can still get the books, and it's fine.
But
also,
but yeah,
you all already gave J.K. Rowling your money. Don't you lie to me.
Like I haven't read like the most classic of sci-fi, but yeah, no, I've read like a lot like of, but I did think I've read like a fair amount of classical author and classical fantasy. Like fucking when I was growing up, like fucking the Unabridged Treasure Island was my fucking jam. I don't know why, but I loved it. Like I read a lot of Dickens. I read a lot of Dickens. I read a bit of Twain.
I always had to read Dickens for school and did not enjoy it.
I don't know why. Like I don't know why my mom got me
that stuff.
I don't know when my mom got me a copy of Kidnapped. That was a weird book. You shouldn't give kids that. That's weird. Fuck.
My other thing was mysteries, like Nero Wolfe, the Cat Who series by Lillian Jackson Braun, big touchdown.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's like the only mystery series I read, but I devoured the Cat Who.
Yeah, no, great stuff. Oh gosh, I need to. What's the name of that series? I remember the author's name, but it's what do we technically call this series? Ah, yes, Miss Murphy Mysteries. Those were also about cats who solve mysteries. In case you can't tell, I was a cat person. Also, yeah, I don't remember if I own them, but I did read a lot of Animorphs out of my library.
I read them too. I used to get them out of those Scholastic book fairs. The things you get after school. Well, actually, I don't know if you got them.
No. I remember. I went to school for a few years. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was right.
Doing those.
Yeah, but no, like book fairs and stuff. I would always get the Boxcar Children and Animorphs from that.
Yeah, Animorphs is a big one. What else have I got? And Colfer is probably a big responsible for my urban fantasy kick. Thank you for Artemis Fowl. Got some of those on the shelf. And also The Supernaturalist. Where's the sequel of that? That was a great series.
4. I think I read like 4 of the Artemis Fowl books.
I also haven't read all of them. They at some point I think he probably should have stopped. I think I stopped at the time travel one. That was where it got weird.
But no, like
Adam's up here.
But like as you can tell, we both have like a wide breadth of interest and stuff that we can definitely like narrow down to some favorites, but as long as we find it interesting, we'll just pick it up and be like, this looks fun.
Yeah, and I'm a big seller on that, that idea of like I became an adult when I put away childish things, including my desire to not look childish kind of a thing. We've talked about that analogy before.
Well, actually, we're hang on. There's something
because I don't care if a book is for children or if a TV series is for children. If it's cool, it's cool. There's a lot of cartoons that are out there that are acceptable. By the way, I do believe if people are interested, I'm not going to take the time, but I do believe all of because the new 3D CG cartoon that people are upset about, My Little Pony movie, is on Netflix. But also, I do believe all of Friendship is Magic has been put on Netflix. But like, I've never been really picky. Partially because, also, fuck yeah, Magic Treehouse. But also because of, I was both reading at my level and also above my level as a kid, in case you couldn't tell. I was kind of a smarty pants, so I was, I think in first grade, I was reading books that were allegedly third grade level, but that's because first grade level reading is fucking literal Dick and Jane C-spot run bullshit.
Yeah. Like I said, like I was reading like Redwall in like late elementary, early middle school.
Yep. Yeah. That was about the time. I was into all kinds of audiobooks as well. So listening to audio productions, getting.
I wish I known about audiobooks back then. I really do.
Yeah, that was That was a life hack from my parents. Was they would read me stories, but I had more endurance than they did, so they were like, "Fuck it, the cassette tape will read the story to him," and that worked for me. And this is why I have to watch YouTube videos and listen to Bob Ross until I go to sleep. Honestly, a lot of my poor magnetic tapes are worn out, but like, another thing, by the way, another guilty pleasure of mine, kind of, just like talking about like low level stuff. Fucking love Tom Clancy spy techno thrillers. Those are so weird, but I love them. I don't know why. I think it was because there were a lot of audiobooks at the library. Op Center. Yes, we're still in mailbag. We're in the middle of a question. Op Center. Net Force was so freaky because it was about like VR internet cops in the year 2020 or something. It was that's a fun trip. But like, yeah, no.
But I'm trying to think here. But
to cycle back around to the question, the idea is basically like, to us, the minimum level of entertainment is, are we entertained? When we were young, we were unshaped blobs of personality, and the world just threw stuff at us and saw what stuck. And that kind of sets our bar. And like I said, I don't really care how quote-unquote good something is, like what the details are. If something appeals to my interests, I will check it out. I'll see it. And then often I can enjoy things on arguably some shallow levels, just like, that had a cool aesthetic. That did something neat. That had characters I liked. You know? Will I recommend it to other people? Depends. But there's a lot of wiggle room.
Okay, so actually I'm gonna share this image, because this is something that actually stuck with me, because you talk about that when you put away childish things.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me see. Is this one image? I hope it's one image. Let me paste it. This is from Matt Callback.
Are you thinking of Suno is talking about the Kim Harrison? Was that the Hollow series, Dead Witch Walking? You thinking about? I think I read the first one of those. There's a lot of them. I haven't gotten deep. Nah, it's no problem. Listen, we do this all the time.
It's like, this is something that stuck with me, like, cause I was reading Mag Hall like in high school and whatnot, and basically this was like it was right on the cusp of me, getting out of high school and stuff. And basically it goes like the quote goes, is like, when I was a child, I spoke like a child, thought like a child, felt like a child. Now that I have become a man, I have put away childish things. But then he goes on to this next line, but I unpacked most of them when I got there. And I'm just like, yeah, no, that's honestly how I felt about things. Like, nowadays, I'm still the same kid I was when I was like 13 and stuff. I just, have adult responsibilities on that. And I enjoy things a little bit differently. My mom told me something that, I'm pretty sure I've said on here. It's like, it's okay to be childlike as long as you're not childish. And that's something I embrace.
And that is kind of the point of the quote about, like, put away childish things, including the need to be seen as so many people try and be kind of stuck up because they don't want to appear childish, but that's the ultimate kid move. I remember that when I was a kid. You wanted to be taken seriously. You wanted to be thought of as an adult. That's why you read all these books about characters who are older than you and think they're cool. And then now I am an adult, and I think basically since about age 20 to age 27, 28, whatever the fuck old I am. Math? 28, I think? I don't know. Good old Fourth Doctor. Love that guy. Thank you, Tom Baker. But like, I've basically been the same person. Nothing about my life or my personality has had to change, really. Like, obviously, I've done some, like, personal lesson shit. Like, I had college for some of those years and learned about, like, work ethic and balancing out and found new interests and stuff. But, like, in general, like, how I look and feel about the world has not drastically changed. I did not hit 18 and roll over. It's just, like, no, I'm mostly still me. I'm just still learning stuff and have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, and we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah!
If you want more of this deep conversation talk, tune into WhatsApp. We do this all the time.
We do. But unfortunately, because of that, I think we need to move on. We only have a few left. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Hey, we stalled that one out for... Yeah, we're at raw audio. We're at 2 hours and 42 minutes.
Nice. This might end well.
Stretch it out a little. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. So, thank you very much for that. We will move on.
Thumbnail for this. What am I doing, me? That's Future Omega's problem. Future Omega is here. He's still doing the show. He's like, what the fuck are you thinking?
This next one comes from The Abandoned Warehouse, who says, hello, dear Lucky and Omega. Long team without posting. Got a little sick, but everything's back to normal. That's good to hear. Question. Why is it always cat girls that get all the attention and love? Where is my love for dog girls? Arrivederci. Well, I mean, dog girls get love too. Even if maybe they're...
It's not as popular, though. Think about how fucking popular Korone is.
Love Korone.
Rather. Have
But,
confidence. No confidence. Sorry, I'm
mean-
trying not to just spit out Korone memes. There's
There's plenty of dog girl love. You
there
just gotta know where to
is-
look.
I think it's not as like tropey as cat girls, but there's clearly some kind of precedent. I don't know what the first anime was, but there has to be like one singular iconic old school anime that like defined the Nekomimi rules, right? And then everybody's just been copying that guy.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, I don't think it's like, I think there's just as many dog girls, but Nekomimi, the Nekomimi is just in that fucking, do I want to call it the zeitgeist of Japanese anime culture?
Yeah, it's definitely in the zeitgeist. It's part of the memes. It's the meme.
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
Like somebody did the iconic design first, and everybody was like, "Oh, this is great, actually." You put the ears on the top. You make the nya sound. Sometimes you add the tail for expression.
You
Occasionally
make
do
paws
the
out of your
whiskers.
hands?
Yeah.
Make paw hands? It's like, what? This is great. I love this. Let's do it again.
Yeah, and it just kind of it becomes iconic, as they say. So I don't know exactly why it is. I don't think they get all the attention and love, but it's definitely like it's an iconic thing. Why is it? I don't know. Do some research. Figure it out yourself.
Would appreciate actually having some dog girls in FGO though. We have fox girls. We have cat girls.
Yeah.
We have whatever
Fox,
Nito is.
You think she's a cat?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, technically, I think those are supposed to be Anubis ears, but they do a lot more like bird analogy with her, or also sheet ghost. So
Yeah, I don't get it.
sheet
I
ghost
don't get
Sona. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. The artist just wanted to do animal ears.
Mm.
They looked cute.
They do.
What does this mean? I don't fucking know. The artist says they look cute, and I'm like, you're not wrong, sir or madam. You've done
We have
fine.
We have burbs. We have real burb and fake burb.
We have a dragon. We have several
We have a
dragons
lot.
actually.
Yeah, we have a lot of dragon.
Snick,
Snick.
Oni, with the little horns.
Ox? I don't know.
I mean, they don't. Raiko doesn't have the horns.
She should have the horns.
I mean, that would make the joke. Raita, where the fuck? Little horns. She even technically is an Oni as well. There's a couple of bunnies though.
Yum.
And they did a decapitating bunny as well. And then the fucking deep meme Tomovich nuke. I'm a bunny actually.
Lies.
What?
You're not.
What?
You're just using morph. You're just using morph. You can't lie to me.
I mean, the thing is, I was like, the beautiful thing is you can immediately just pivot to Tomacat and be like, this is like a Tomacat thing. As Tomacat
It
sits
is.
there and goes, one, bark,
Eats a
basically,
carrot.
and I'm like, just stare at the two, eye narrowing meme. And Coded Sky of Light is just like, teehee, smiles
Dunce.
at you. What is happening? I don't even know.
I don't either. Sorry, the GIF paused on a great moment where it looks like Saitama's just giving a 1,000-yard stare, and it's great. Hang on, I need to actually clip it because it's pretty
Oh,
good.
it's in the in between frame
Yeah.
before the eyes pivot. Yeah, I see that frame.
It's just 1,000-yard stare.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out faces. Also, great animation, by the way. How smooth that is that you go from all those expressions to like that. That's just a frame. That's a literal frame that's in this slide, and then the eyes focus to the camera, and it becomes a different expression. Especially considering Saitama has like such a minimalist face. It's great. Good animation. Anyway.
I think that's why they can do it, because he is so minimalist. You don't have all the extra fluff and details. Ta-da!
Yeah, you can add your own extra detail. You can do the thing with the eyebrows and the face shadow. There's also literally the interplay of light into shadow is such a cool effect.
Mm-hmm.
Lighting. Art is good.
Art is good. So, this next one comes from a master trying to explain to a crying Protea why she can't use any of the rides while small Kama sits on my shoulders enjoying cotton candy. Sounds about right. Kama's a gremlin. When she's a child, she totally acts like a child and will do so. Again, a shout out to Kama's scene in Parvati's interlude. The part where she runs away, and then one of the children says, "Hey, the red guy is making flan," and then another kid says, "Oh shit, Kama just made a direct turn for the kitchen right then when you said that." I'm like, yes, this is great, sweets. But they say, "Hey, I'm Lucky and Omega. Hope the weather's been nice to you. Been dealing with 5 days of rain and counting, so that should say it all for me." We haven't been actually getting a lot of rain yet. We've been getting a little bit over here. My question for this week is this: given the massive ads like getting Genshin, we're going back to Genshin, has been getting for their plans or lack thereof for their anniversary, what do you think? What do you think is the most important thing for a game company to do to celebrate and reward their fan base? I think FGO does a good job in that department and wanted to hear your thoughts. Stay awesome, my dude. P.S. Here's a follow-up to your suggestion from last week. Badly, how's at your leisure if you so choose. Well, for the first part of this, I'm just gonna say, I think we said it already. Omega said a lot, I said a little, and it came out to the same thing. Let's see.
I literally just played a tape rewinding sound effect. Go back. Rewind the tapes.
I'm not gonna read your thing out loud, but I will say it's neat. I do enjoy.
Yeah, that's an interesting idea. That could be interesting.
Yes, I do like it. I wouldn't put her as a foreigner though. I'll probably put her as a ruler.
Yeah,
I will say that
because Archetype Earth.
Yep. You
could probably do something funny with Moon Cancer. Oh my Christ. Sorry. So this is a different thing. I'll probably talk more about that on What's Up. But so our poor boy Dallas has been having a rough week. He's been having a lot of technical issues. Apparently his Google Chrome shit the bed and ate its own cache.
Oh wow.
So among losing all his stored credit card information and all his other bullshit, he also lost his entire progression draft collection. So the poor man has literally been redrafting every set we've been doing for 40 weeks. Sometimes he's been doing bad, sometimes he's been doing good. But he also just talked about he's up to the set Crossroads of Chaos. He's got 5 Black Rose Dragons, which is a very important card that he did not get 5 of last time. So that's interesting.
Y'all fucked.
Yeah, that's wow. I think a few of those are going to get traded around if anybody doesn't have any, because you can literally only play 3x of a card. But yeah, just it's a wacky and wild one. And then there's other times where he was like, I got no mystical space typhoon, so I think that's high on my list. I'm like, Dallas, shut the fuck up. You're fine. As I screen cap my own collection, which is fine, I have 6. You're okay, bro.
Oh. So we move on to the last one, and last one. It comes from Mr. Sloth. They say hello.
Goodbye.
Oh, hello to you. Goodbye.
Mailbag out.
Kono wa owari desu.
Spanish. If I had some kind of sound clip for a sloth, I would love to play it. By the way, I've been thinking about it more and more. I'm reasonably certain that, I'm not 100% certain, but I think for some reason, I'm pretty certain that the stock tape rewinding sound effect I had is just the cassette tape effect from JoJo Part 5. The audience will be able to, when I post the final version of this, will be able to tell. Dapper Sloth, yes. Oh, it's that one. I love that. I feel like the monocle just pop up at the end. The sloth just slowly leans up with his tiny top hat and is just like, swine.
No, at least because it's a cultured sloth. He's looking down upon you. He's not surprised. Mm-hmm. But no, that's it. Mailbag be done.
Mailbag is done. I think that was a mailbag that was okay. We started at 30 minutes ish. We are now at 2 hours and 50 minutes ish. So that's 1 hour to 1:30, 2 hours to 2:30. That's 2.5 hours of mailbag, if I'm doing my math correct. Yeah, I think so. 2:20, really. But yeah, there was a lot of faffing. Also, you guys did ask some good deep questions, though. Good on you. Thumbs up. Good job.
Oh, okay. So I did not know that child quote was actually a Bible verse. Interesting. It's Corinthians 13:11. It says. I was curious if actually you said it.
Yes,
wow.
80% faith. Yeah, I'm not big on my Bible study, but it's not a completely useless book.
It's not. I think the Bible is a good manual for life, as long as you do not take it too
It's also got some things in it that are a little contradictory, but you should understand why the fuck the book says things.
Yeah.
Honestly, you should understand about everything. Historical context exists. You should realize why things say things the way they do, because they have a reason for it.
So, but with that, we're in the ass end. Did we already
flat down here?
Do we have anything else to say about Oniland?
No, I mean I said it when we opened, and we faffed for 2 hours and more. So I don't think it matters.
Well, I will say, actually no, I don't think I necessarily got on my thoughts because Omega was talking about how he had a very poor showing. I actually had a fairly decent showing. I didn't go.
I slow rolled the raid. It's my fault. I understand.
Yeah. So I will talk up Oniland, I guess, a little bit. So I actually did fairly well, I want to say. I started out Oniland actually pretty slow. I was talking about, I'm going to get this earlier. When the raids hit, I was only at 200k points. Main reason being this is that free quests are dumb, and they are bad and should feel bad.
Correct.
When you don't have that damage bonus, they suck. They fucking suck, and so I was like, fuck it. But that meant when the raids hit, I literally went ham. I did 105 runs of the Oni. I can give you the numbers too. I did 1 of the first one, 20 of the second one, and 84 of the third one. Basically, I did the first one to gauge some damage. I did 20 of the second one to get my damage bonus, and then I went ham. You guys might be surprised. For my big Oni run, I actually use Comma and Double Scotty. I give myself a technical clear on this because technically I'm not Scotty Lupin. I am Scotty Boopin.
Yeah, you don't loop. Comma just deletes the enemy.
Yes.
Remove Oni.
Mm-hmm.
Put Oni in space.
So, but there is that. I did get an amount of eggs. I'm not too fussed about eggs because, like I said, I looked up that event compendium and it's like, oh, you got like some eggs coming. I was like, sweet. I only really need them for, checks list Castoria.
Yeah, the egg fuck you is if you're getting literally every servant, especially the meta ones, you will need a shitload for all their skills. But if you're not doing that, you'll probably be better with less.
I mean, I do want an AoE Arts Avenger, but I'll wait the 2 years for Comma. So after that, I'm actually taking a break from it. We got like 6 days left. I'm all like, I literally punched this Oni 100 times. Like, I'm done. I'm fucking done for a minute.
Story just to be safe, but I think I got most of the currency.
Yeah, but because of that, I was able to get a lot of QP. Like, as soon as I hit I think I'm at 2.4 million. Yeah, like, this is how hard I went. I started at 200K. I was at 2 million by the next day. I ran that, like, super fucking quick. And then I just took off all my fucking damage CEs and I swapped them with, Bond and QP CEs. Like, as you do. I did add some people with Scotties to my friends list. I don't know if I'm gonna yeet them off when I get done. They didn't do me wrong. Like I said, deleting things with Comma is fun. I just don't want to be... well, actually, I don't think I can even Scott. I don't think I
No, Comma's not really a loop. It's just you... Well, actually, I don't know. She's got a few hits. Most of the Comma thing is just you give Comma the juice on the boss wave because you only need... She's got a 50% battery on her own. The enemy dies. They evaporate. Mm-hmm. I kind of wish I could have gone that route, but I can't double Scotty. And,
no.
I mean, I probably could have tried single support Scotty because she has a 50% on her own. I don't know if it would have worked, though, without all the extra, quick buffs. My quick setup is not very well thought out. I was nice to my Comma. She has good skills. I think she's, 6'10". But my quick support setup is probably not in order.
Honestly, for me, it was very tough. I had to... Like I said, my Comma is 10, 10, 10, level 100, by the way, and I would still need everything that dual Scotties would give me, and then a little bit more. I had to use the... It's not max level, but I was using the Arctic Warfare because guess what? I was also farming experience for that.
Yep.
And I had to make sure I popped the attack and MP strength on that to actually get it. Oh yeah, actually, I think I told Sin about this. It's like, dude, just fucking use your Comma. And he was like, oh, just make sure you have the right Mystic code. So yeah, no, I had to it wasn't I didn't have to do any weird shenanigans using plug suit and specific buffs and stuff, but it was still was very specific. But
yeah,
I was
did I? It's been 2 hours. Who knows? I think I said my setup on air. But
yeah, you were talking about.
Yeah. So I had to do the shenanigans with plug suit, Gonder, all the loopy doop. Like I said, I probably should have gone. I should have tried out my caster shoots and see if I had any green skill cookies. Where's that? Blue caster cookies in the back. Yeah, give me green skill cookies that count as any type of skill cookie, please. Give me Omni cookies.
Nom nom
fucking
nom.
OP. But I probably could have made that work better because she's still a Buster NP, but she can start with 50% battery for the event. But I gotta be real, I wasn't that enthusiastic. I don't want to be oh, this event sucked because of that. No, I do think that the way the free quests are handled in this event are bad. We said that last year. I don't like how they did this, and shockingly, I don't think they ever do something exactly quite this again. Because, the other thing is the damage bonus is only the damage type on the CE. So, hybrid units Caster Shuten sometimes suffer. Because she has, 2 arts cards. Or does she even have 3 arts cards? I don't even know. What's her deck right now? I think it's Saber style with 2 blues, 2 reds. But even then, you use those blues a lot. She's multicolored buffs, so, it's a little finicky. I was kind of slow rolling the event. I think my points total was actually a little bit higher than yours. I was when is the first damage? Yeah, it's 3 blue. Yeah, she's a full blown caster deck. So yeah, that kind of sucks because you have to pick between her regular cards actually do fucking something.
Oh, that's why. Okay, I was trying to think of myself why didn't you work? It's I went more ham on the lotto than you. That's why I had a lot more resources available.
Yes, you were. I got kind of bamboozled by the second wave of the lotto. I only did about half as many boxes as you. If I'd caught up with you, I probably would have had enough caster cookies. I could have done some more action. Could have done.
Yeah, because I was trying to remember. Why didn't you have enough resources? You did that. I was oh, you didn't go as ham as the lotto.
No.
So Yeah, no, so that was my mistake. I was trying to figure things out. Like I said, there's always a reason.
There's a reason for everything. And like I said, I'm not super enthused about Oniland, like, doing the free quests. I was, I think, technically ahead of you on the points ladder because I had done a little farming. I was, like, only a couple of point drops from the first damage bonus, but my setup wasn't as comprehensive because I didn't have, I think, all the hitter units. Sigurd did okay. I did all right with him. I might maybe I'll give his mana burst all the way to 10 sometime. Maybe he just needs that extra damage clinch. But mostly double Merlin strats were fine. Everybody who wasn't even on my friends list who had a Merlin, and I could still fish up a couple. They had 10-10-10 skills, so it was fine. My Merlin is also very well skilled, so it worked out. I kind of wish I could try some more of my tools. I don't have all the cruxes. I don't have the free-to-play, SSR arts buffer. And I'm going to solve that fucking promo one way or another one of these days. Waggle my fist. But there's not really, I don't think there's really an FTP Scotty. There's no permanent Scotty clone. So just I had to make do with, like, different moves of Waver and Merlin. Like, maybe I should have even have bothered with, like, double Waver, and maybe the damage pluses would have been enough, but the bonuses you get from hero creation are so huge. So, I don't know, like, I probably could have done more science to make an even more optimal setup, but this was during the last week. I prep for other videos, I do my own shit. I built a bookshelf on Thursday. That did actually eat up a few hours in my afternoon, because, like I said, the instructions were not super helpful. Oh, and at some point, my dad was helping me just in case. At some point, the cheapo Allen wrench they sent me with the bookshelf gave out, so Dad had to go to the garage and dig up a cordless drill, finish it off. Spent like 5 minutes trying to find the right drill bit.
Sounds about right.
So, like, yeah, I had to do some life stuff this week, and like I said, I wasn't enthused. I actually feel better about the egg thing. I do not feel great about the steak thing, because I still, like I said, I don't have fucking many of those, but I got a few out of the raid anyway. And I accomplished a few dozen runs. I'll be alright.
You'll live.
I'm glad that you found comma an optimal flex for you, though, because, you like the comma. You got a lot invested in that.
Oh, yeah, no,
also,
like I said,
just fucking fun.
Yes. So, no, like I said, like, because I went so ham, again, the raids were, to me, I should say, I don't know what everyone, was the optimal strat of getting just about everything.
I do believe that is actually accurate.
Yeah.
Because even though I did not do nearly as many runs as you, I think I got most of the shit I wanted out of the shop on just the runs I did.
Yeah, no. But I definitely, the problem is right now is I know there's fucking bones out in those free quests, and I'm just all like, I need those.
Bones?
I fucking need those. I'm staring at them, I'm like...
I know there's a caster node, which has skeletons, like skeleton ghosts. I think those drop bones.
Listen, actually, no, wait, I gotta figure out...
The pure caster node is great for me, because for that's just vroom vroom, motherfuckers.
Oh, God,
I am so glad that Writer Da Vinci is a bonus servant in this event, because that's the one thing that I can be like, fuck you, big HP pools. I have an MLB CE for this. Just hand poor Da Vinci this lingerie piece by Redrop. All right, go vroom.
Yeah, no, that's that's. I gotta think. I got my Berserker Masashi at 10-10-10, but I haven't been able to get it to loop properly, so I've been having a bit of issue with that.
I think arts looping doesn't become real easy until Castoria. The thing I think you probably need to do is you need that sweet 10-10-10 Paracelsus, baby.
Or 10-10-10 Nero Bribe, but that's
something
expensive.
Like that, yeah.
That's so expensive.
But you're fucking bone locked.
Bone locked.
Mr. Bones Wild Ride.
Ugh.
Because that's the thing about Paracelsus. He has that AoE arts buff, and then he has that huge fucking NP gain buff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the juice. Like, when you give yourself that much NP gain buff, you can do a lot of shenanigans, but it's expensive, and it requires those. I should double check what my... I mean, it's not the lores, it's the bones.
Listen, I got like 40-something fucking lores.
Yeah, I have plenty of lores. I don't 10-10-10 a lot.
I 10-10-10 more than Omega, but not that many.
No. You 10-10-10 units you use, you own a lot of fucking units.
I do.
I should check on my Paracelsus. What's my bone situation like? If I... even if I get the Tomo, he's still an additional support. I should think about rolling him in, because I do now have Nero Bride and Musashi. I need to, like, expand my brain a little, because I can do some plays. I can do some arts, funny things, funny haha arts. Got NP2 fucking Musashi.
Yeah.
And
Is
I
my
did at
Musashi
least, I
NP2?
did at least, thank God,
Yes.
get a Nero Bride skills up in the Lotto Dang. My Saber skill gems were not high in demand. I don't have a lot of those, actually. I think I'm rolling on the Saber banner for GSSR at the end of this year. Oh no, NP3 Mordred. This is the worst.
If I get Mordred, I would be upset. I'm like, I don't.
You would, but I don't know. Me, I'm like, it's NP3. I want that eventually anyway. I'll get over it.
He'll live.
Could be NP1 Musashi.
That is powerful.
It's very important to me. That's my. I talked about that earlier. That's my MHXA situation. That's the unit I've spent multiple drops of money and multiple blobs of saved quartz on and still don't have. That's my sore spot. Like I said, I'm very glad Summer Musashi came without too much extra effort. Now, Summer Carmilla, that thief, she fucking straight up stole my wallet and ran.
Vroom vroom into the night. Let's see here.
Playing some
So
fucking Carpenter Bluter Perturabor.
yeah, so Oniland will probably close with close quietly. I will say I was actually a little surprised that it took 3 days. Yeah, because I think it was exactly like 3 days and like an hour.
Yeah,
for the raids, because I thought a lot more people would be going ham, or maybe they just had that much more.
I do think occasionally Delightworks will pad out the lives. There is like an auto rate of killing, whether that's like they have bots to do that or they just set the lives to deplete on its own. You can actually, if no players play the game, you can still miss the deadlines, but in general, they will adjust the raid level so it doesn't go out too fast or too slow. So they may have kept it alive a little bit.
Yeah, 3 days I think is probably good, because I thought that we were going to be done like within 48
and it works
hours.
for the pacing.
Yeah,
I was a little concerned, but I was happy with the fact that it didn't go by too fast, because like I said, I was not in a position right away in terms of damage and team comp to start it right away and juggling things. But I'm like, yeah, it's good.
Good.
Yes, Axe, if you have 70 lures, I don't even think I have that many lures. Like, I think I gotta be in like the 50s or 60s maybe. Probably 50s. I don't feel like I got a super lot. Where the fuck is my phone? I think my phone's plugged in and charging. I'm not gonna go get it and do this on air. We've been recording for over 3 hours now in real time. It is 11 o'clock at night. Boom, 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 boom.
Bing, bong. Bing, bong, bong, bong. I need to go clip that. Write a note, me. Clip out Shiki's alarm noises. Make that my text now. Where's my notepad?
FGO London. London calling here. But I think it's time for a wind down. So yeah, Oniland. I love the like aesthetics of the event and the story and stuff. God, do I not like how they did the free quests and the farming. I am thankful that the raid gives you most of the juice you need. I have been spending those tickets at least, so it's okay. We got like another half a week or whatever of it, 5 or 6 days. Then we will jump to the Saber Warriors pregame at some Saber Warriors like pre-show at some point. The build up. You can expect me to do the pregame for that next week, because I expect with the time frame we'll be doing a show on the 8th before the actual event comes out, but it should be soon. So buckle up for that, kids.
Yay!
And always watch out for other weird and wacky stuff. And of course, next week we'll be sure to hit you up with whatever JP is doing. That'll be after the Halloween rolls out, so we'll see if obviously people will be able to just straight up like open JP and tell us what the format of the quests is. Like, is it just one long Halloween the movie or what? How you get your Lizzes and stuff. We'll talk about that. We'll see if there's any of those strengthenings. Or we'll see if we have, hard and fast details on a Halloween. I do think Halloween kind of comes at an awkward position because it's on a Sunday. So let's see. They start the 6th. That's probably basically pre-go. They could start for 2 weeks in like the middle. They could wait 2 weeks. We'll see what happens. But we'll see if we get any hints about welfares or banner servants or whatever. I'll be sure to bring you all that stuff if anything else weird happens. If there's if they do actually announce like stream dates for Camelot, for instance. I don't know if they will in like a week, but they might. They just fucking threw that Blu-ray announcement out on net like nowhere. Oh. Somebody didn't even realize it was new. They just posted it like in the normal chat and were like, "Yo, what's up with this?" And I'm like, "Oh, hey, this is new. Didn't have that release date before."
Alrighty. But Omega, I do believe that is everything.
Yep. That is our show notes. So I do believe that's time to move on to the outro. And the outro goes a little something like this. So first of all, if you like this episode, be sure to give it a like on YouTube. Feed the algorithm. Let it know you like us. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. It's true, it exists. You can leave comments there.
Gasp.
If you want to talk about how many runs of the raid or how many eggs you got, excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze. Leave that in the comment, not in mailbag. We'll laugh at you if you do it in mailbag and throw your question away. Throw it into a fire. Why do we have a fire? Don't ask questions. If you also want to consider not throwing your words into the fire, consider joining our Discord. Link in the description or on the channel page as always. We got a vanity URL. Check it out. We've got some fun stuff because since they reduced the way Nitro works and added other things, they're working on what do they call it? Scheduled events. Yeah, coming soon. Because the community updates bot dumped a fucking essay in our mod channel. As they do. They do that. It's okay. Yeah. It's just kind of, it comes out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, oh, what's this message? Oh, shit. So scheduled events are coming soon. That might be interesting for some of the stuff we do. Scheduling things, letting people know when we do stuff, so stuff like that.
I have to record the same images of all the lives, but with Faye and Tristan just in the middle. It's like, what? It's great.
Yeah, I love that one. I posted that to Art Dump. I got that because I think Wadarko retweeted that. I was like, oh, it is adorable. But the next thing after comments, likes, Discord. Yes, my favorite thing. Sub. Hit that sub button. If you're new here, don't let YouTube just recommend our stuff whenever it feels like it. Because you never know. Maybe they'll just recommend you the same podcast you've just listened to all of again and again, like it does for me. I'm like, YouTube, I've watched this video to the end. Why are you recommending it to me again? I know I do rewatch stuff, but that's usually like 6 months apart. Please. Come on now. So, sub to us, get our subs up there. I actually got a funny thing to say about subs on WhatsApp. I'll bring it back. It's a whole conversation. We'll get there. But sub, smash that bell if you want to get news when we post new videos or when we stream things. Very important for that show. What's Up? Coming soon. We do What's Up live every day. The same day this show goes public on YouTube, we live stream What's Up. Check it out. It's cool.
I'm on Twitter now.
Stream Final Fantasy XIV again now that he can. Who knows? Don't know.
I might.
He might.
I was actually thinking Final Fantasy XIV and something else, but I can't remember what the something else was now.
Well, either you'll think of it, or you won't. Boom. But yeah, so if you hit that bell, you always know we post a new video when we stream. It's very important when we do streams and stuff, so you can keep up with us and catch on and be cool. And then the other thing we do is we offer channel memberships. We have access to membership badges and emotes, and the more memberships you get, the more emo slots we get. Also, YouTube just launched a new feature. We may or may not see this when we stream tomorrow. But apparently, if you've been a channel member for at least a continuous month, you now have access to a special highlighted live chat message as a member, which reflects how many months you've been a member. You can do this once a month, so we may or may not see a couple of those when we live stream next. So consider signing up. You can, shoot special messages to let people know how long you've been repping.
Rep.
And it apparently it has a little thing, so it'll show up in the live chat as like specially highlighted. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll see that tomorrow. Wink at members. And then the only other thing I like to bring up is our Patreon. It's a new month. That means new patron shit. If you support us on Patreon for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year-ish, you can get access to our audio episodes early. I upload them like immediately after I upload the audio. Like I edit the audio. I edit the audio. I upload that to Patreon, and then I put that audio in a video and post that to YouTube, and then the patrons get that video early. So like audio is first. Happens right as soon as I finish this. So it's a good way. You get access to all those downloadable in our back half. It's great. At higher levels, you get access to videos early, and you can access topic polls. I will be running Fanservant Friday and Teach Me this month. I have to actually plan those out because, like I said, I was waiting until everybody's, patron payments cleared. So we'll get back in there. But you can vote on, Fanservant Friday choices and Teach Omega Sensei polls. I brought back Teach Me specifically to try and drum up more Patreon support. Give us the juice. But also, I can tell you Fanservant Friday's theme for October will be spooks, duh. So, if you want to pick your favorite spookum, check it out. And, yeah, that's about everything. Other than that, I should remind you that at higher level patrons, you can also listen to this show get recorded live and get on-air shoutouts. It's great. But, yeah, I do believe that is everything, so I think it's time to, fire on out of here.
Woo!
And, for me to, edit this audio and make that thumbnail.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody, and may your skeletons be spooky.
Mm-hmm.